Time.
Jamie! Oh my gosh, it's been forever. Got a sec?
Oh, hey, Carly. Yeah, it's been a while.
Still as low energy as ever, I see.
That's just how I am, I guess.
See, that's why you're still single. You really need to be more outgoing, like me. Ever heard of social skills? Just saying.
Did you message me for a reason?
Huh?
I mean, we haven't spoken since high school, not even once, so I figured this sudden message meant you needed something?
Oh, right. I almost forgot. So, listen, I borrowed that empty lot next to your house.
Wait, what?
You know, the one next to your family's place, that open field? Yeah, I used that.
Hold on, you mean the vacant land next to my parents' house? That's my grandfather's property.
Yep, that's the one. Bingo.
Okay, but I can't give you permission for that. It's not mine. It's my grandfather's land.
Then just let your grandpa know for me, would you? Just tell him that an old high school friend of yours left about 20 cars there and we'll pick them up in 3 days.
20 cars?
Yeah. We're heading off on a class reunion trip.
Class reunion? A trip?
Oh, right, not high school. It's my middle school reunion. I'm the organizer this year. Pretty impressive, right?
But 20 cars?
Yep, 20. We're all meeting up at the airport and flying to the destination. So I need a place for everyone to park their cars while we're gone. And then it hit me. Your family's empty lot is perfect. Close to the airport, totally unused, super convenient. You're seriously telling me you left 20 cars on my grandfather's land without asking anyone, and you expect me to just go along with it? Exactly. You don't even live there anymore, so what's the problem? It's just empty space. Anyway, I'm counting on you to let your grandpa know. I'd really appreciate it if he could, not tow them or anything. We'll be back in 3 days, tops.
No, I can't help you with this.
Why not? Just tell him. That's literally all I'm asking. One little favor.
Because you should have asked for permission before using the land, not after. And I don't live nearby anymore. I moved. If you want permission, you need to contact him yourself.
No can do.
Why?
Because I'm already on the plane.
Wait, what?
Yep, I'm texting you from the departure gate. We just boarded. Anyway, thanks in advance. You're a lifesaver, Jamie.
Carly, what you're doing is not okay. You can't just dump cars on someone else's property without permission and expect it to magically work out.
Oh, come on, Jamie. Don't be such a buzzkill. It's not like anyone's using that land. It's literally just sitting there. What difference does it make?
It makes a huge difference. That land doesn't belong to you. And if anything happens, like damage, theft, whatever, you're making my grandfather liable for it.
Don't overthink it. Nothing's gonna happen. We'll be back soon. The cars are fine. Relax.
No, you don't get to tell me to relax. You made a decision that affects someone else's private property without asking permission, and now you're acting like it's my responsibility to clean up after you.
Okay, now you're just being dramatic. I was just trying to help everyone out. It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal. You didn't even have the decency to ask beforehand. You waited until you were on the plane to casually drop this on me like it's no biggie.
Oh my God, Jamie, chill. It's 3 days. Why are you being so uptight? I thought you'd grown up, but you're still the same little rule stickler from high school.
And you're still the same entitled attention seeker who thinks being loud means being right.
Wow, okay, rude much?
No, what's rude is trespassing on someone else's land, dumping 20 cars on it, and then telling me it's my job to make it okay.
I said I'd move them in 3 days. What more do you want?
How about, I don't know, basic respect, a common courtesy? A phone call before doing something that affects my family?
Well, it's a little late for that now, isn't it? Anyway, I'll message you when we're back.
Carly, don't do this. If you don't sort this out, we're going to have a real problem. This isn't a joke.
Well, I'm not worried. You're too nice to cause trouble. Okay, gotta go. Flight's about to take off. Wish me bon voyage.
Carly, wait.
Bye.
Mom, do you have a second? It's urgent.
Oh, Jamie, what's the matter?
It's the empty lot next to our house.
Huh? What about it?
There are like 20 cars parked there without permission.
What? Cars? I'm out shopping right now, so I can't check on it at the moment.
What about Grandpa? Is he home?
At this time of day? He's probably at one of his meetings. Oh, this is bad. Wait a minute. Now that you mention it, I think that lot was supposed to be used this weekend.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, your grandfather mentioned something about lending it out to someone over the holiday.
Lending it to who?
You know, his childhood friend. Oh, what is his name again?
Don't tell me. Lucifer?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh no, that makes it so much worse.
What's going on with this illegal parking mess? 20 cars? That's not even a little misunderstanding. That's a full-on event.
Apparently, one of my high school classmates is organizing a reunion trip for their middle school friends. They're all flying out for it, and since the airport's relatively close, they decided to use the empty lot like it's a parking garage.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Who just decides an empty lot is public parking?
I figured if the lot wasn't in use, I could ask Grandpa and work something out. But of course, of all days, it had to overlap with the one day it's actually reserved. And for Lucifer, no less.
That's really unfortunate timing.
Yeah, and you know how strict Lucifer is, right? If he shows up and finds 20 random cars blocking his setup, he's going to blow a gasket. He'll definitely assume we've completely disregarded his request. This could end really badly if we don't fix it fast.
All right, leave it to me. I'll get in touch with Grandpa right away and explain the situation before it spirals.
Thank you. I'll try to track down the classmate who arranged all this and see if they can contact the drivers.
Good. Make sure they move those cars immediately. If Lucifer arrives and sees that mess, it's not just going to be a bad look. It might turn into a full-on fight.
Tell me about it. Last time he was upset, he didn't speak to Grandpa for 3 years, and that was just over a forgotten birthday card.
Exactly. So let's not add this to the list. You make your calls, and I'll handle Grandpa.
Got it. Thanks, Mom.
Carly, you seriously need to move those cars, all of them, right now.
Huh? Are you kidding? It's way too late for that. I'm literally on the plane already. I just checked with my family. That empty lot, it's been officially loaned out to one of my grandfather's friends for the whole holiday weekend. Wait, what? So please, I am begging you, come back right now and have everyone move their cars. No way. That's not how this works, Jamie. First come, first served. I claimed that lot first, so get used to it. That's how these things go. You can't be serious. This is a real problem. Oh, please, what's it for anyway? Let me guess, some cute little neighborhood gathering for old folks to play gate ball or whatever. They can take a break for a few days, let the seniors sip tea on the porch and chill in peace. That's such a cruel way to talk about them. And just so you know, if you try to tow any of those cars, you're gonna regret it. A lot of the people on this trip, total wild cards from back in middle school. If you pull something stupid, well, you know what could happen, don't you? You think you can intimidate me into ignoring this? It doesn't work like that, Carly. I'm asking you seriously, please come back and move the cars before this gets worse. Seriously? You're still going on about this? I'm in the middle of swapping stories with old friends, having a total nostalgia moment, and here you are ruining the vibe. Give it a rest already. Carly, you don't understand. This isn't just some casual situation. The person my grandfather loaned the lot to, it's bad, like really bad. Oh, please. Don't tell me this is one of those, my grandpa's friend used to be a dangerous badass back in the day stories. That's hilarious. No, this isn't some cute story. He's seriously intimidating. People still avoid him even now. This isn't the kind of guy you want to mess with, Carly. Please, I'm asking one last time. Just move the cars. Bye-bye. Carly, you can't just walk away from this. I am really in a bind here. Carly, I'm begging you. Say something. You can't just ignore me now. Carly, don't do this. This is serious. God, you're so persistent. You know what? I am blocking you until this trip is over. Wait, Carly. Carly, don't you dare. I'm blocking you for now. Unbelievable. Jamie, what the hell is this? I can't move my car.
Hi, Carly.
Don't hi, Carly, me. What's going on with the entrance to the lot? How are we supposed to get our cars out?
What do you mean?
There's a whole row of traffic cones lined up like a barricade. So I tried to drive through and push them aside, but when I hit them, my car got wrecked.
Oh, yeah. About that.
Yeah? Why the hell were the cones that strong? Who fills traffic cones with concrete? Who even does that?
Well, I'm not at the scene, obviously, but I talked to my grandfather. He said his friend, the one using the lot this weekend, set those up.
What?
Yeah, concrete-filled traffic cones. Heavy enough that they can't be knocked over by the wind. Or a car, apparently.
And your grandpa was okay with that?
Of course, he was fully aware. He gave permission.
Unbelievable. What am I supposed to do about my car? Are you paying for the damage? You better cover the repair costs.
Yeah? See, here's the thing. Do you really think you're in any position to demand that?
Excuse me?
You illegally parked 20 cars in someone else's private lot, no permission, no notice, just dumped them there. Then you tried to force your way out and damaged your own vehicle. That's on you.
Are you serious right now? Do you know who you're talking to? The people on this reunion trip aren't exactly what you'd call law-abiding citizens, okay? We were a wild bunch back in middle school. You mess with us, things could get real ugly real fast.
Speaking of which, you're also looking at a $50,000 damage claim.
What?
Yeah, the friend my grandfather loaned the lot to, he owns a company. They were planning to hold a big holiday event there. But thanks to your little parking stunt, they had to scrap the entire setup.
What? But if they found another venue, what's the problem? No harm done, right? Sounds like an overreaction to me.
Oh, sure. Let me break it down for you. The new location wasn't free. They had to rent the land at the last minute, way more expensive. The event start time was delayed, which meant vendors lost business. Then there were last-minute announcements, flyers, social media ads, all rushed, all costly. And since the new site was further out, they had to rent buses and hire drivers to shuttle attendees. Add that to the logistical chaos and manpower costs, it all added up to $50,000. And guess what? You're the reason.
You've got to be kidding me. You're not actually planning to bill me for that.
Oh, you'll be getting a formal invoice soon.
You think you can scare me with some paperwork? You think this is over just because you've got some big shot friend in event planning? Let me ask you something. Do you know where my dad works?
Nope. Should I?
He's with the Lucifer Group. Ever heard of them? They're a major player in this area. Run the whole regional construction and land business. And the boss there, my dad's big brother figure. That guy's like royalty around here. So if someone tries to mess with his employee's daughter, they're basically asking for a world of pain. You sure you want to go down that road?
Oh, I see.
You get it now?
That's kind of awkward.
Awkward? What do you mean?
The man my grandfather loaned the lot to? That's Mr. Lucifer. You know, the head of the Lucifer Group.
What?
Yeah. So your dad is his subordinate? Small world.
Wait, no. No. You're lying.
I'm not. Mr. Lucifer's been close friends with my grandfather since they were kids. When I was growing up, he used to bring me snacks and little toys. He's actually super sweet when he's not in business mode.
No.
Sorry, I got carried away with the nostalgia. Anyway, back to your situation.
Jamie, this is bad. This is seriously bad.
Yeah, you should probably call your parents, like, now.
Wait, you're just leaving me like this?
What else do you expect?
I don't know. Help me out. Explain it to Mr. Lucifer or something. Tell him I didn't mean any harm, that it was a misunderstanding.
Why would I stick my neck out for you? You're the one who trespassed, blocked the lot, destroyed property, and tried to threaten me. You made this mess.
But...
$50,000, Carly. Good luck explaining that to Mr. Lucifer. Bye. Apparently, Carly had told everyone going on the trip that parking on the empty lot nearby was pre-approved and that she had already received permission. With her usual confidence and smugness, she reassured the group that there was no problem whatsoever. Everyone trusted her word, not thinking twice about it, but then disaster struck. A few weeks later, a notice arrived. A hefty $50,000 fine had been issued for illegal parking across the entire group. Apparently, the owner of the land had never given permission in the first place. Carly's little lie had just exploded into a massive problem. Instead of taking responsibility, she had the nerve to suggest that they all split the bill evenly. With a straight face, she proposed, "Well, since we all parked there together, it's only fair we split the cost." But that was the final straw. Her deception came to light instantly. No one had agreed to the parking on their own. It was all based on her claim that it was approved. The backlash was swift and merciless. Everyone turned on her. There were angry calls, messages filled with disbelief and betrayal, and some of the group even posted about it online. One by one, people started cutting ties with her. Friends she'd known for years blocked her, others publicly denounced her, and the few who hesitated were soon swayed by just how calculated her lie had been. By the end of the week, she was completely isolated. In the end, she had no choice but to take on the full $50,000 debt herself. There was no one willing to help. As for her father, he's an employee at Lucifer Group, a fairly well-known company. He wasn't fired, surprisingly, but rather than getting angry at Carly's humiliation bringing shame to the family name, he took it as a wake-up call. Out of gratitude to his company for not letting him go during such an embarrassing ordeal, he decided it was time to take serious action. He reached out to his boss, someone with real connections, and through that arranged for Carly to be placed in what's basically a rehabilitation boot camp. It's a live-in job, extremely demanding both physically and mentally, meant to reform spoiled and entitled young adults through hard labor and discipline. Since then, I've occasionally received messages from Carly. Pathetic little things like, "Please help me, I can't take it anymore," and "Why is this happening to me?" But honestly, I feel nothing at this point. She created this mess. She lied, manipulated, and then tried to throw everyone else under the bus to save herself. I'm not about to play the savior now that the consequences are finally catching up to her. I haven't replied to any of her messages, and honestly, I think it's time I block her entirely.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, big sis, got a question for you. I think I know where you're living now. Did you move to Stormbring?
Why do you ask?
I was doing some shopping downtown, and I could have sworn I saw someone who looked just like you. She was wearing your exact same style of clothes, plain, boring, outdated, tacky. There's no way there's anyone else out there who dresses as badly as you do.
So what if I am living in Stormbring? What's it to you?
I have an announcement to make. I just moved to Stormbring, too.
You moved?
Harry's company transferred him over here, so we just moved here a little while ago.
Is that so? I wasn't aware that his company had a branch in Stormbring.
Uh-oh. Is this where you try to pry more information out of me?
About what?
About what Harry, the man who left you because you were a useless, dried-up, barren old hag and married me, is doing these days. Look, don't even bother trying, Nicole. Harry has completely put you out of his mind. You're nothing to him anymore. He's head over heels in love with me. I can barely keep him off me at night.
Jamie, please. It's been 7 years. I have absolutely no interest in him, and I haven't for quite some time now.
You're not fooling anyone. What, do you want me to still be pining for him or something? Like, is your affection for Harry only based on your hatred for me? No. He's a total dreamboat. I would love him even if he was never married to you.
Good for you. Is that all you wanted to tell me? Can I go now? I'm pretty busy over here.
Hold it right there, Nicole. Tell me what your address is. Now that we're living so close to each other, I'd love to come over and catch up. So, listen, Nicole, I have got to tell you this. I am absolutely loving my life as the mom of Harry's child. Isn't it insane? The child that made Harry break up with you and marry me is now already 6 years old. He's going to go into first grade this fall. Oh, and he's a boy, by the way. Did I tell you the baby was a boy? He's such a bundle of energy. It's adorable how much he runs around and plays. Sometimes it's even a little bit too much for me. It's like, good grief, let me take a break, sweetie. Mommy's already played soccer with you 3 times today. I need a vacation bad.
Well, if it isn't Jamie again. Look, would you please stop texting me at random times during the day to send me completely pointless messages? This is the phone number that I use for work, and it's really distracting to have my notification list so filled up with your nonsense that I can't find messages from my clients.
Aw, don't be that way. We're sisters, aren't we? So yeah, let me tell you about this absolutely hilarious thing he did in the park the other day. I'll pass. We were walking down the sidewalk and then this old guy with a dog comes by. I am blocking your number. Goodbye forever. What? Hey, you can't block me. Hey there, Nicole. It's your favorite little sister Jamie again. Oh, for the love of... You got a new phone number just to bother me? Kinda? But I mean, since we're living in the same city now and everything, I thought that it would be kind of important to have some way to contact you in the event of an emergency or something. I wouldn't even want you to contact me to warn me of an incoming tornado about to destroy my house. Come on, Nicole, why are you being so stuck up like this? I've been doing nothing but babysit my kid all the time. I didn't have anything fun to do until you came along. I don't want to throw away my new toy just a few days after I got it. I'm a toy to you, huh? Yep, and playing with you is the most fun I've had since you stopped talking to me after I stole your husband. Anyway, like I said, give me your address. It wouldn't do you any good. I don't live in Stormbring. Huh? Whoever you saw downtown the other day, I can tell you for sure that wasn't me. Seeing as I've never even set foot in that city in my entire life. You are such a bad liar, Nicole. Do you really expect me to believe that I didn't recognize my own sister? Believe it or not, it's the truth, so... Sorry, sis, but I'm not gonna let you spoil my fun so easily. I finally found you after all these years, so I have a lot of gloating to catch up on. It's whatever. We live in the same city anyway. And since I know what store you shop at, it won't take any time at all for me to track you down by myself. Hey there, Mariana. Sorry to message you out of the blue like this. Is now a good time? Oh, wow, Nicole. It's so great to hear from you. It's been ages. I've been meaning to contact you myself for a while now, but I assumed you'd been pretty busy. Well, yeah, you assumed correctly. Fortunately, though, I've been able to get help from the people in my inner circle, which makes things a little easier than they could be, but it's still a bit of a mess. If you're taking time out of your busy schedule to message me, then I suppose this probably has something to do with Harry and Jamie. You're just as perceptive as ever. For the last several days, Jamie has been absolutely blowing my phone up with messages all day, every day. So I thought something fishy may be going on and figured I should look into it. You and Harry are cousins. Have you heard anything from them lately? If not directly, from your parents or other relatives? I really can't shake the feeling that something weird is going on. Well, yeah, there kind of is. I thought so. Would you mind filling me in? Okay, and to make a long story short, Harry and Jamie got divorced about a month ago. What? Why? You probably heard that Jamie's kid is 6 now, right? Well, it turns out Harry isn't the father. What the? Hold on. This is the 6-year-old kid that resulted in our marriage breaking up 7 years ago, right? Yeah, that's the right kid. So I'm not sure how everything went down exactly, but for some reason, Harry found out a while back that he was infertile, to the point that he would most likely never be able to have a child of his own. That made him concerned about the son that he had always thought was his. And when he got a paternity test done, the results came back that his suspicions were correct. He wasn't the father. Yikes. After he had that bomb dropped on him, he started doing a little more digging. Then he found out that while Jamie had broken up her relationship before she and Harry got married, she was cheating on him with a different guy for most of their marriage. He filed for divorce, and due to all of Jamie's terrible behavior, she was found at fault and got nothing in the settlement. Good grief. And trust me, there's a lot more to tell you. This is the short version of the story. Wow, how could that situation possibly get any worse? I'd love to tell you about it, but it's an awful lot to send by text. And you're really busy over there, aren't you? I've got stuff to take care of myself, so how about we both get all our work done for the day and have a nice long conversation by phone tonight? Is 9 p.m. or so okay for you? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Okay, then I'll give you a call around 9 tonight then. Talk to you later, Nicole. Thanks, Mariana. Talk to you later. Hey
Hey, Mariana, thanks for telling me about all of that. Seriously, though, I had prepared myself to hear some crazy stories from you, but I still can't believe all of that actually happened. I just hope I told you something that can be useful to you. But what is up with that sister of yours? She never learns her lesson, does she? She actually goes out of her way to specifically avoid learning her lesson. But anyway, it's only going to be a few days. If she doesn't contact me again, then I can just leave it at that. But if she gives me any more crap, then I'm going to give her a piece of my mind and say goodbye to her for good.
Hey there, Nicole. Wow, would you believe how much trouble my son has been causing for me today? So my in-laws sent him a new backpack for a present to congratulate him on moving into the first grade. And so he's been grabbing things from all over the house and stuffing them inside. Silverware, plates, my cell phone, car keys. I know. I should just be glad that he's strong and healthy, but it's still really exhausting.
Sounds terrible.
Oh, wait, that's right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be complaining about my kid to a woman who can't even have any of her own. I mean, how pathetic can you get, losing your husband because you basically aren't even a real woman? I'm so glad I'm not you. I just need to appreciate having my son regardless of how difficult he can be.
Yeah, having a kid is hard work. Imagine how hard it is having triplets.
Huh? Triplets?
I don't want to keep this conversation going any longer than necessary, so I won't beat around the bush. I got remarried 4 years ago.
What? Oh, so you mean your husband had triplets from a previous marriage?
Nope, they're mine. I gave birth to them.
What?
Let me tell you, having triplets is not just 3 times the work and cost of having one. It's way more than that. Fortunately, we were able to get by on just my husband's income, so I'm managing to make things work by staying home full-time and having friends, neighbors, and family give me a hand when I can. So, yeah, I definitely feel for you and how much work you have to do to take care of your son.
But that's impossible. You're infertile. How do you have triplets?
It's quite simple, actually. I was never actually infertile in the first place.
What? But hold on. Harry divorced you because you've been trying for 3 years to get pregnant, but you never succeeded. You can't have babies. You're infertile. Then when I was able to give Harry the child he always wanted, he married me.
Yep, I know. Since you were pregnant at the time, I decided to take the generous alimony offer he made and divorce him without putting up too much of a fight. But the truth is that I never took a fertility test while we were married.
You didn't?
I did think about doing it towards the end, seeing as though it's really not normal for 2 young, healthy people to try for 3 years unsuccessfully to get pregnant. But Harry divorced me before I ever got the chance.
Oh, I had no idea.
Quite the contrary, actually. It turns out that Harry was the one who was infertile after all.
Oh no. You know about that?
Not at the time, no. I only learned that a little while ago.
But how did you know? He never talks to you, so how would you get your hands on that information?
You hadn't spoken to me for 7 years and all of a sudden started flooding my phone with texts. You thought you saw me downtown in Stormbring? You were obsessively telling me every little detail about your daily life with your son. I got suspicious that something was going on with you. I called up a few old acquaintances who I expected would be in the know, and they told me everything. From the fact that Harry found out he was infertile to you guys getting divorced and much, much more very interesting information.
Then this person told you about my son, too.
Oh yeah, I heard all about that. Both that the boy wasn't actually Harry's son and that your ex-boyfriend, his real father, took custody away from you the other day. I have to say, I am shocked, Jamie. You broke up with him because he was too poor for you, but you never even had the decency to tell him that you were pregnant with his child? I wonder if you regretted kicking him to the curb when he pulled up to your house in a new sports car with Child Protective Services in his wake and a court order to remove the boy from your custody.
Oh, come on. Who told you about that? They didn't have to go into that much detail.
And then there's our parents. They agreed to go along with your marriage to Harry 7 years ago because, in spite of the circumstances, they wanted their grandson to grow up in a home with both his mother and father. But this was just far too much for them to handle. They cut you off, didn't they?
What? How did you hear that?
How do you think? Mom and Dad told me. I heard the gist of the story from someone else, but I called them to hear it directly from them. They apologized profusely to me, too. They said they should have never accepted yours and Harry's relationship, that they were thinking more about their grandchild than they were their own daughter. So, in other words, I know that your son got taken away from you and is now living with his father, not you. You tried to hide him from his father by moving into Stormbring where you thought he couldn't find you. But the long arm of the law did its job, and now you're all by yourself. This is the worst. You know everything, even all the minor details I really didn't want you to know. All I wanted was to gloat about being a mom when you could never have kids, to shove my happiness in your face while you were alone and miserable. I never thought my son would be taken away from me. And not to mention, you have triplets? What on earth is going on here? Everything is all topsy-turvy. So you have your big happy family and I'm alone with a massive amount of debt from Harry divorcing me? And all of it is 100% your own fault. It hurts, doesn't it? Stop mocking me! Hey, where are you? Why aren't you in Stormbring? What? I saw you at the store. You always shop downtown. Followed you home and finally figured out where you lived. But it wasn't you. It was just someone who looked like you. Oh yeah, you mean that woman that you saw and thought was me a while back? I was pretty clear about it back then. Whoever you saw in that store was not me. And again, I do not live in Stormbring. I've never even been there. Then where are you? If your husband is making enough to support 3 kids on 1 income, then you've got more than enough to help out your own little sister. I am behind on rent and utilities, plus I also have some payments to make on my legal bills from the divorce proceedings. So you're gonna have to lend me some money. What? No way. Why not? Okay, really? I should not have to explain that to you at this point. After everything you've done? Ugh. Nicole, I am completely on my own. I have nothing, no one. Sounds like a good opportunity to me. Huh? Opportunity? A good opportunity for you to turn your life around. Up until now, you've always been leeching off of other people's money in order to get by. Now that you have no one to help you, you'll finally have the chance to learn how to take care of yourself for once in your life. You can't talk to me like that. You're my sister. Now tell me where you live so I can stay with you. I'm just about to live in the sky for a while. You what? The sky? And then tomorrow I'll be living on the ocean. What the? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm going on a cruise, you idiot. We're taking an airplane to the port, then going on a 2-week luxury cruise on the ocean. No way! About to board. Good luck with the debt collectors, Jamie. Nicole, wait, don't go. Take me with you. With nowhere else to go and no one else to turn to, Jamie went to the only person in the world who she had a chance at being able to rely on, her ex-boyfriend, the father of her son. She put on some extra revealing clothes and expensive perfume and marched her way right up to his front door. But when she knocked and the door opened, it was not her ex-boyfriend, but some old man she had never met in boxers and a white t-shirt. Now, most people would simply apologize for showing up at the wrong house if something like that were to happen, but what did Jamie do? She screamed at the top of her lungs. As a result, rather than having a conversation with her ex-boyfriend about getting back together, she had a conversation with the police about disturbing the peace. Unbeknownst to her, the ex-boyfriend had already gotten married to someone else and moved out of his old house. Fortunately for her, since she hadn't committed any chargeable crime, the police let her off with just a warning. Fearing that she would soon get herself into even more financial or legal trouble if they didn't do something, our parents decided to take drastic measures. They enrolled her in a re-education camp, changed their phone numbers, and sold their house. Will this re-education camp finally fix whatever is broken inside my sister? I'm doubtful, but I suppose it couldn't possibly make her any worse. Hey Travis, is this a good time?
Hey there, Emily. Sure, I'm good right now.
First off, I'm glad to hear you were released from the hospital.
Thanks, it's great to be out.
And you're coming back home tonight, right?
Yep, I'm actually almost at the station already.
That's great.
I should be getting there right on schedule at about 4:30.
I'll come and pick you up.
Thanks, Emily.
Seriously though, collapsing on the job from overwork? That's just insane. When I heard that you were taken to the hospital in an ambulance from your office, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And that's not even your regular assignment. You were only transferred from the main office temporarily because the branch office was short-staffed. And here I am, your fiancé, unable to come and see you because you're so far away. I feel so bad I haven't been able to support you, Travis.
You don't need to feel bad about anything, Emily. I'm sorry I made you so worried about me, but I'm fine now. I'll be going back to my regular duties at the main office next week, so I'll be able to relax and get back into the swing of things at my own pace. Plus, I think this experience has given me some great insights that the company can use going forward related to creating a positive working environment. So when I think about it, there are actually plenty of silver linings to me being in the hospital.
Oh, Travis, you're such an optimist. Oh, and by the way, there was something my dad wanted to ask you about.
Yeah, what is it?
He wants to know if you have some free time tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't go back to work until next week, so tomorrow should be fine.
Apparently there's something he wants to ask you to do before you go back to your regular job at the main office.
Really? Any idea what it is?
He said he'll give you all the details when he sees you tomorrow. He was planning on meeting up with you for lunch if that worked for you.
Sure, that'll be fine. When should I head over there? Around 11:30 or so?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll let my dad know you're coming. Excuse me, I'm looking for Travis. Is this the correct number?
Yep, that's me. I presume this is Ms. Butler, right? I'm actually on my lunch break right now, but is there something I can help you with?
My understanding is that this is your very first day working at the main office after being assigned to a branch office, right? And you collapsed from overwork while there?
Yes, that's right. Although to be more precise, it was only a temporary assignment at that branch office.
Temporary?
Yes, I was originally stationed at the main office. For a number of reasons, I was temporarily stationed at the branch office in Fieldsburg for a few months, but boy, I had no idea how heavy the workload was going to be. Right before I was scheduled to end my assignment in Fieldsburg and come back to the main office, well, I kind of just collapsed all of a sudden and was in the hospital for 3 weeks.
I see. However, I don't understand how you could have had that hard of a workload.
Honestly, it was a big surprise to me, too.
If I had to venture a guess, the only reason you were sent to that pathetic little branch in the middle of nowhere was because you were nothing but dead weight at the main office in the first place. That's the only reasonable explanation. Only an incompetent slacker would be overworked in such an unimportant position. Of course, I suppose there's always the possibility that you simply faked your health scare in order to avoid having to do your job.
No, I wasn't faking it. I was actually pretty sick. They wouldn't have kept me there for 3 weeks before releasing me if that weren't the case.
In any case, it seems as though you managed to spend your entire morning simply going around and talking with the heads of each department. Do you really think someone in your low position has any need or reason to do that? I expect you to be doing your actual job in the afternoon. Hey, Travis. Well, it's been a few days. How's it going back at the main office? Are you getting along all right?
Well, let's just say I had a less than pleasant encounter with a colleague.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good. What happened?
Do you know a female manager named Butler?
Oh, yeah, I do. She got transferred to the main office from a local branch office around the same time you came back from the hospital. She's actually pretty well known around here for, well, a couple of reasons. First, getting appointed to a high-level managerial position at 38 years old, like she was, is pretty rare here. So her superiors apparently saw some sort of potential in her. But she also has a rather, how should I put this? Let's call it a strong personality.
Yeah, that sounds about right. To be honest, though, we've been working together in the same office for the last several days, but I haven't really seen anything from her in either her work or personality that would merit her being placed in a high leadership position.
Really? What makes you say that?
So, this is something that happened on my first day back. All I had planned for that day was making the rounds and speaking to the heads of all the departments in the morning, then straightening out my desk and getting things organized in the afternoon. But once I got back from my lunch break, there was this absolute mountain of papers stacked on my desk with a note on top saying, "Get these to me by the end of the day." I mean, really? I hadn't even had the time to turn on my computer yet, so this wasn't something that I was going to be able to get done that day at all. But that wasn't even the worst part. Then I picked up some of the folders and checked their contents. It looks like Butler had started working on a bunch of it, but they were full of spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, miscalculations. It was awful.
Yikes, that's not good.
And the other people in the department were pretending to be working intently on one thing or another, but they weren't actually getting much done. It's like they were putting on a show.
Now that you mention it, I did hear a rumor about your department. Apparently, when you walked into the office this morning, all the other people in the department started trembling. Everyone except for Butler, that is.
I'd imagine that's because I did the unimaginable. The official narrative was that I had been sent over to the Fieldsburg branch as a form of unofficial punishment. No one who gets sent there ever comes back, so it was kind of like they were seeing a ghost.
Yeah, or a zombie or something.
And by the way, don't worry about those guys. I've got my eye on all of them. I even managed to get a couple of apologies out of them for what happened before.
That's my Travis. You work fast.
That's what they pay me for. Still, though, it would be for the best to remain cautious for the foreseeable future.
I can't say I'm surprised, Travis. You put the bare minimum effort required into the assignments you were given and spent the rest of your time playing around on your computer.
Excuse me, Ms. Butler. We work on the same floor, and your desk is barely halfway across the room from mine. Can I ask why you're texting me instead of coming to my desk and speaking to me in person?
Unbelievable. You really don't get that I'm trying to avoid disturbing the other employees?
Nope, I really don't get it. When I saw your text, I assumed that it must have been something urgent, but that doesn't seem to be the case, so what can I do for you?
What happened to the work I left for you earlier this week?
If you're referring to the massive pile of folders you dumped on my desk, none of that is any of my responsibility in the first place, so I passed them along to the people you should have given them to.
You did what?
Furthermore, the number one priority for me for the next several days is the creation of a report from my time over at the Fieldsburg branch. Didn't you get the memo?
Oh, don't patronize me. Of course I got that thing. However, I am the senior manager of this department, and as such, you take your orders from me and no one else. Your number one priority is whatever I tell you it is. Good grief, how incompetent can you be? I can't take it anymore. You're through. I don't need any more old men in my life just taking up space. You're fired.
Old?
You're 32, aren't you? Well, that's old enough for me to call you old.
All right, well, I suppose you're free to see me as being old if you like, but what makes you think you can fire me? Senior managers don't have that sort of authority.
What's that? You think that just because I'm a woman that I have no authority in the company? Oh, let me assure you, someone as elite as myself is more than capable of ending your career. Clear out your desk. You'll receive your pink slip in the mail within the week.
Is that so? Well, that's unfortunate. I got called an old man by a 38-year-old woman.
What? Let me guess, it was Butler, right?
You guessed it.
Wow, well, if she thinks that you're an old man at 32, I can't imagine what she must think of the married man she's dating right now.
Oh boy. Does that mean...
You guessed it. The investigation is still kind of ongoing, but I can confirm with full confidence that all the rumors are 100% accurate.
Well, looks like we have all we need.
All that we need and more.
Then I suppose it's time to make our move.
Oh, this is getting really exciting.
Travis, what's the meaning of this? You've got a lot of explaining to do. I told the HR director to process your termination, but when I opened an envelope sent to me from his desk today, I wasn't expecting your pink slip. It was mine?
Why do you seem so surprised? The fact that you're texting me to complain about this right now would imply that you've at least seen the recent HR department announcement.
Well, yes, I saw it, but it doesn't make any sense. Why are you the new head of the corporate HR department? I mean, what happened to the previous director?
The same thing that's happening to you right now, Ms. Butler. He's been terminated.
Terminated?
I don't think I need to explain why a senior manager and former HR director having an extramarital affair together would lead to this outcome, Ms. Butler.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Is that so? Well, regardless, we've been investigating the two of you.
You can't be serious.
It's bad enough that you personally sought out an affair with a married man, but to make matters far worse, the former HR director then used his position within the company to give professional favors to you, his mistress.
I knew that's what this was all about. You think that a woman could never make it in the business world without sleeping with her boss.
Ms. Butler, I've worked with, under, and above many talented women in my career, and after working with you for all this time, I can say with confidence that you are not one of them.
You wouldn't know talent if it came up and slapped you in the face. You think I was promoted illicitly? Well, what about yourself? How did a low-level employee like yourself all of a sudden get promoted to HR director? Which one of your bosses are you sleeping with,
I was an assistant director before, so I was already just one promotion away from the position.
You were the assistant HR director at your age?
I skipped college and started working right after high school, so I have a substantial leg up on people in my age group in years of experience. It also probably has something to do with the fact that I've been with this company since it was founded.
You joined this company straight out of high school?
Yep. My family's circumstances made it difficult for me to go to college, so I'd already planned on not going. With a bit of luck, I managed to earn the respect of the current company president, so he brought me into the company, and, well, the rest is history.
Hold on just 1 minute. If you were really such a promising employee, then why on earth were you shipped off to the Fieldsburg branch? Everyone knows that's where the company sends all the people who they can't fire to keep the damage they cause to a minimum. Think about it, everyone calls it the graveyard branch. Once you go there, you never come back. They just wait for you to retire or quit, whichever comes first.
Yes, that's exactly what sort of place it is. Which is why all the other main office employees who were bitter that despite my age and lack of a college education, I was on a first-name basis with the president, were so happy when I was transferred there. For them, this was a sign that their constant hazing, bullying, and harassment had finally paid off. I can imagine their shock when I became the first employee in the company's history to return to the main office from the graveyard branch.
How? What sort of trick did you pull to make that happen?
It's true that the Fieldsburg branch has been treated as the end of the line for tenured employees that the company doesn't know what to do with, and that reputation is precisely why I was sent over there. The board of directors has been working on a plan to turn the Fieldsburg branch from a liability to an asset for years, and they came up with the idea to send me over there to work on ongoing employee training and working environment improvement. It took a lot of time and effort, but after a few months, I managed to finally make some tangible, positive changes there. And when I say a lot of effort, I mean a lot of effort. So much so that by the end of my time there, I was so exhausted that I ended up having a health episode that took me 3 whole weeks to recover from. So, while my return was delayed by that slightly, I finally succeeded in my mission and have made my pre-planned return to the main office.
But I didn't hear anything about that initiative.
Oh, and by the way, when I came back to work, the company president made a special request of me.
From the president himself?
First, it was to find out whether the rumors of you having an affair with the former HR director were true, and once that was confirmed, to investigate whether your mysteriously rapid rise through the ranks to senior manager was a result of that affair. And now that my investigation on both points has been completed and my report submitted, the two of you have each received your well-earned punishments.
Oh, this can't be happening. Are you saying that you've been watching me ever since you came back to the main office?
That's precisely what I'm saying, yes.
I had no idea.
And with that, I've said all I had to say, and since you seem to have finally come to understand the situation, I'll go ahead and take my leave here. Enjoy the rest of your day, Ms. Butler.
Wait, but this means that it's now public knowledge that I was cheating on my husband. Oh no, this is bad. Oh, very bad. What am I going to do if my husband finds out? Oh, you're not going to tell him, are you? Travis? Travis!
Ms. Butler's behavior was utterly shocking for a married woman. Naturally, both Ms. Butler and the former HR director were divorced by their respective spouses, and they broke off their relationship as well. Also, since they had kept their illicit affair going for around 5 years, their spouses were awarded tremendous damages during the divorce proceedings. Furthermore, since the two of them were fired for cause, they both lost their pensions. Combined with the child support payments they now had to pay to their spouses as a result of losing custody of their children, they both had to take on a tremendous amount of debt. Word of their actions spread through the region, making it impossible for either of them to find a new job at the same pay grade they were at before. They had no choice but to take hourly wage positions at local businesses. This was the event that sparked the great spring cleaning of the company by the father of my fiancée, the company's president. What's more, he's been telling me lately that he wants to pass the reins of the company on to me after he retires. It really is an honor to have him think so highly of me. I had nothing when he brought me into the company, and now I have a home, a family, and a future secured, all thanks to him. I intend to work as hard as I can to live up to his high expectations. Hey, Mallory, how's it going? I was planning on making a trip back home next weekend. Do you have any plans?
Hey there, Norm. You're coming back, next weekend?
Well, yeah, I figured that if you were going to be around, that I'd make the trip back to see you. I'm only asking because you go on a ton of trips with your friends. It seems like you're gone every other weekend. There wouldn't be any point in me coming back if you weren't going to be around, so I wanted to make sure you weren't going anywhere before I made any reservations or took any time off of work.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Norm. But you know me, I'm going on another trip next weekend. My friends and I are going to the usual rental house by the lake.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Hope you have a good time.
I'm sorry, Norm. This is the first time I've heard of you making plans to come home.
Nah, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's just, well, ever since you got transferred out of the state for work, it's been so quiet around the house that I don't really feel like being home if I can avoid it.
Hey, you've got nothing to feel bad for, Mallory. I'm glad you found something to keep yourself occupied while I'm away. Like I said, I didn't give you very much advance notice, so don't worry about me. You go and have fun with your friends.
Thanks for being so understanding, Norm. Hey, I'm actually at lunch with my friends right now. Is it okay if I put down my phone? I'm sorry to cut you off so suddenly.
Oh, you're with them right now? More bad timing by me, I guess.
It's no problem. I'll talk to you later, Norm.
Hey, Tom, I got a question for you. Go ahead, Norm. I'm all ears. My wife Mallory is going on a vacation next weekend with some friends. You hear anything about that? Ooh, me? Nah, I don't know a thing, bro. Know who she's going with? Whoever it is, it's not me. Ever since I learned she was your wife, I've been keeping our conversations to a bare minimum. Like I only contact her when she contacts me, and whenever she does, I make sure to give you a full report and respond how you tell me to. And even if she tells me that she wants to hang out, I always turn her down, like you told me to. I see. Well then, maybe she's telling the truth and she's going on a trip with her friends. Or perhaps she's got a man other than you. I guess those are the only options. You think so? Look, Tom, really, it's fine. You don't need to feel bad about it anymore. I know that Mallory lied to you and said she was single back when the two of you were dating and you had no idea she was married at all, let alone to me. And now you're even helping me keep tabs on her. I'm really glad to hear you say that, but I still feel really bad about what happened. I told you, you don't need to apologize anymore. I can tell you're sincere about it. Thanks, dude. That really means a lot to me. I'm gonna have the private detective firm I hired do the digging into this trip she's taking next weekend. All I need you to do for me is to keep up the act and act like you don't know that I know about you guys. Most importantly, don't say anything that would make Mallory suspicious. Leave it to me, boss. I won't let you down again. Hey, Mallory, how's your trip going?
Hey, Norm, it's going great. Thanks for asking.
Glad to hear it. What are you up to right now?
Well, we already got set up in the rental house, so now we're getting ready to have some lunch. And we're going to go down to the beach in a little bit, too.
Sounds awesome. Don't have too much fun without me, okay?
Sure thing, Norm. I'll remember to hold back a little for you.
Hey, Tom, got an update. It's like I thought. Mallory has another guy besides you. You found out who it was? Sure did. Apparently the guy is an old classmate of hers from back in high school. I'll bet anything they met up at their class reunion 6 months ago and have been seeing each other ever since. 6 months ago? But wait a second, that's exactly how long she's been seeing me! And not just that, it's been just 7 months since I got stationed over here for work. My God, that woman didn't even wait a month after her husband left the house to start fooling around with a bunch of guys. We also can't leave out the possibility that she has even more guys on the hook that we just don't know about yet. Holy! Wow, I cannot believe how awful my taste in women is. How many dudes is this chick banging right now? You know, no offense, Norm, sorry, but man, that girl is something else. She deceived me, she deceived you. Chances are she's deceiving this other guy as well, Tom. There's no need for you to feel bad or guilty. We're all her victims. Let's just focus on giving her a taste of her just desserts, all right? Yeah, we're gonna absolutely wreck her, dude.
Hey, Tom, do you have a minute? There's something important I need to talk to you about.
Oh, Mallory, haven't heard from you in ages. What's up, babe?
Well, the thing is, I'm pregnant.
What?
And, well, there's one more thing that I need to tell you. I know once I say it, you're gonna think I'm the worst woman in the world, but you deserve to know. The truth is, I'm married. I told you I was single, but my husband's just out of town on business. He's been transferred to a branch out of state for the last 3 months. He hasn't been home since he left. And so, since I haven't seen my husband at all, that means the baby is yours, Tom.
Whoa, that's pretty heavy, babe.
I know, this must be a huge shock for you. But I also want to tell you that you're the one I really love, Tom. And now that I know about this baby, I think the best thing possible to do is tell my husband about us, divorce him, and pay whatever damages he demands from me as soon as possible. Well, the problem is, though, that I only work part-time. I spend most of my day as a housewife, so can you pay my legal bills for me? Please, Tom.
Whoa, what?
I mean, think about it, Tom. Your parents own that fancy French restaurant, right? You should be able to shell out $50,000 or $60,000 like nothing.
I guess you kinda have a point. If it's my kid, I should probably step up and take responsibility and all that, huh?
I'm so glad you understand. Oh, what a relief. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and text my husband to tell him I'm divorcing him. Thanks, Tom. Hi, Norm. We need to talk. It's important.
Mallory? What's the matter? You sound so serious.
I want to get divorced.
What?
Yeah. I've been cheating on you with another guy, and the baby is his.
Another guy?
I'm only 10 weeks along, and since you've been gone for 7 months, that means it couldn't possibly be yours. So I want a divorce. Now. My boyfriend is going to pay all the expenses for the divorce, so please, let's get this over with as quickly as possible. I'll go ahead and pick up all the forms that we'll need in town tomorrow.
You know what? Nah, I'm not gonna divorce you.
What? You're joking, right?
Nope. I'm dead serious, Mallory. This isn't something I'm gonna let you get away with so easily. This is your boyfriend's kid, right? You know, the guy you were cheating on me with? As your husband, I have the right to know who he is, and you're gonna tell me everything I need to know to find him.
But...
Seriously, Mallory, did you really think I'd divorce you quick and easy? Is that how you imagined this conversation happening?
But what's the big deal? My boyfriend is gonna pay whatever you want in damages for breaking up our marriage. Why do you need to know who he is?
You want to know why? I'll tell you. Because the thing I'm most concerned about right now is knowing exactly who is responsible and making sure he gets what's coming to him. This isn't something that you can just make disappear with a big stack of cash. Hey, Tom. Mallory just texted me now saying she wants to divorce. Apparently she's pregnant with her boyfriend's kid. Did you hear anything about that? Yeah, I sure did. She just texted me a little bit before she texted you. She said she was sure the kid's mine, though I'm pretty sure it isn't, and she also admitted that she was married. She also said she was going to divorce her husband and wanted me to pay all of her legal bills for her. Seriously? Good grief. Oh, and for the record, she's trying to keep the father's identity a secret from me. She won't tell me who he is. Huh, that's interesting. I kept trying to pry it out of her, but she wouldn't budge. All she would tell me is that she's in her 10th week of pregnancy, so if that's true, then that means it's definitely not mine, seeing as I haven't seen her in 7 months. Man, 10 weeks. Which brings us to a new problem. There's a possibility that the child might be yours, Tom. Nah, don't worry about that. It ain't mine. You're sure about that? What makes you think that way? If you want, I'll take a DNA test to prove it, but I'm telling you, I'm 100% positive that the kid's not mine. Scratch that, 1,000% positive.
Hey, Norm, the results are in. I got the paternity test, and it says that the kid isn't yours. Are you happy now? Is that enough for you? Now come on, divorce me. My boyfriend and I are deeply, truly in love, and we want to get married as soon as possible. You've already kept us waiting a month now. Let's get this over with already. I want a divorce, and I want it now.
Didn't you get a big envelope with paperwork from my lawyer?
Huh?
You'll find all the information you need inside, like how much I'm gonna be suing you for. And as for the divorce itself, I'll take care of that myself today.
Really? You mean it?
Unless I missed something in the paperwork, it seems to be in order, so I'll submit it to the courthouse, and once that's done, you can do whatever you want.
Yes!
Make sure you pay up.
Oh, no problem. You'll get your money. Hey, Tom, I have great news. I finally got divorced from my husband. Now all we need to do is wait for the paperwork to get processed, pay off the damages from my husband's lawsuit, and we'll finally be able to get married. We're gonna have such a great life together. I can't wait to see you holding our little baby.
What are you going on about? I ain't marrying you, you psycho lady.
What? Why not? You're gonna be a daddy. Aren't you excited to see your baby's face?
Nope, not really.
I don't believe you. You can't run away from your responsibilities like this. You're a man, aren't you? Act like one.
Let me ask you something, Mallory. Did you actually open the envelope that got delivered to you?
Huh? I mean, not all of it, I guess. Tom, I thought that was part of the paternity test results. What the hell, Tom? You're infertile?
Yup. And not just any kind of infertile. You will never, ever, ever, ever have biological children kind.
This can't be.
This may be the first time I've told you, but you remember my parents, right? The ones who you were banking on getting to pay your legal bills for you because they own a fancy French restaurant? Well, I've cut ties with them.
What do you mean?
It all started when I first found out I was infertile.
What happened?
That restaurant's been in my family for generations, and since I was the firstborn son, I was supposed to be the next owner after my dad dies. I was even engaged to a woman who was prepared to take on the responsibility of helping me run it. But both of our parents demanded we get a prenuptial agreement that included a bunch of tests, including STDs, genetic diseases, and fertility. And as you saw, the result came back that I was infertile.
Oh no.
After that, my parents decided to pass the restaurant on to my younger brother, and my fiancée left me too, for my younger brother. I was so disgusted to see how heartless everyone involved turned out to be, including my parents, my ex-fiancée, and my brother. So I disowned them, cut off all contact with them, and left town.
That's insane. Why didn't you ever tell me that?
I'm pretty sure I told you I don't have a relationship with my family anymore. And as for being infertile, well, we've never talked about marriage, so it never came up. It's kind of funny, actually, just when I was about to finally open up to you about it. An old friend of mine called me up one day and told me something I never saw coming, that you were married to him. And then just a short while later, you come along and tell me I'm the father of your baby.
Is there any chance at all that the test was faulty and that you really aren't infertile?
Nope, I did the test a second time right after the first to confirm it, and the one you're holding in your hands right now is the third one. And they all say the exact same thing. There's a number that should be a very big number, but it's actually close to 0.
Oh.
Which leads us to an unfortunate conclusion, that while your husband was away on business, you were fooling around with at least one other guy in addition to me.
No, you don't understand. That's,
Oh, and there's one more important thing I need to tell you.
What now?
Once I tell you this, I think things are gonna start making a lot more sense. Your husband, Norm, we went to the same high school. He was 1 grade ahead of me.
What?
Not too long after I had left home, I just so happened to run into Norm. This happened just before he got sent out of the state for work. We got to talking and we exchanged contact information. 3 months ago we were talking and I told him, by the way, I managed to get myself a new girlfriend recently. Then I sent him your picture and he said, that's my wife. That was when Norm started going scorched earth on you. He hired a private detective and everything. It didn't take long for them to find out what a slimy, disgusting woman you are. And you're now finally reaping what you've sown.
No. I can't believe it. I had no idea that was going on. Hey, Norm, I changed my mind. I don't want to get divorced after all. So it turns out my baby's father is actually, a penniless loser who would rather play video games all day than go to work. He's up to his eyeballs in debt, and he can barely hold down a job since he calls in sick so often. And I count on someone like him to take care of me and this baby. When I figured that out, I thought I would have Tom be the father instead, but... Answer me, Norm! Norm, please pick up the phone.
A few days later, the next set of paternity results came, and as expected, the child belonged to Mallory's high school classmate. Sadly, though, Mallory wasn't prepared to get married to a chronically unemployed slacker, so the two of them broke up. Also, as expected, Mallory's parents were livid when they heard what she had done. They told her that they weren't going to bail her out and that she'd have to work off her legal debts by herself. So she ended up deciding to go right to work as soon as the baby was born. They even offered to take care of the baby for her while she was at work, which was probably kinder to her than they should have been. Regardless, a few months later, Mallory stormed her way into Tom's parents' house. She started screaming nonsense to them about how they were now on the hook for taking care of her baby and her debt, but unsurprisingly, they didn't oblige her. After that, Mallory's parents realized that she was beyond their help, legally removed the baby from her custody, and had her sent off to a company with employee dorms and a thorough re-education protocol. Not that it's any of my concern anymore, but I hope that company can slap some sense into her. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Maybe after a few months there, she'll learn how to live her life in a way that doesn't damage the lives of everyone who she encounters.
Good morning, Tony. Can you believe it's almost time? The rest of our life begins tomorrow.
Morning, Carly. Yup, it really is tomorrow. Ain't it crazy how quickly it came round? By the way, Carly, I'm sorry to keep asking you this, but are you sure you're really okay with our wedding being so small?
Are you really bringing this up again? I'm not in contact with any of my relatives, and I haven't been back to my hometown in over 10 years, so there aren't many people I can invite. Why do you keep raising this issue when I've already told you this? I don't see the point in having a huge, extravagant ceremony where most of the seats are empty.
I see. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for bringing it up again. I'm a one-time divorcee with a kid, but this is your first marriage. I hear all the time about how much women love having huge weddings, and I guess it just played on my mind. I don't want you to be disappointed, that's all.
It's fine, really. Sure, there are girls like that out there, but I'm not one of them. For me, a small ceremony with just me, you, and your friends and family is enough. I promise you I won't complain, Tony. I wouldn't like having lots of people fussing over me anyway. I've always been the shy type, you know?
Got it. I really am sorry I keep bringing it up. I won't mention it again.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I know you only do it because you care. That reminds me, will you be bringing Beth with you tomorrow?
No, I decided against it in the end. She'd probably be grouchy if I woke her up that early. I think aligning her with my schedule would be too stressful. I dropped her off at my folks' place in the next town last night, and they'll be bringing her with them in their car tomorrow. Besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about getting a little girl dressed up for a wedding. I feel much more at ease knowing my mom will be dealing with all that. Can you imagine me trying to do her makeup?
Now that you mention it, I think it's for the best. I guess your folks having her works out for everyone, what with me and you being so busy. All right, see you tomorrow.
Yep. Remember, we're all meeting up at 8 a.m. outside the venue.
Tony, is now a good time?
Oh, hey, Mom. Sure, I'm not too busy right now. Is Beth behaving herself?
Oh, Beth's being just delightful as always.
I guess I didn't really need to ask. I feel blessed to have such a well-behaved daughter.
Anyway, Tony, Beth just told me something a little worrying, so I decided to message you.
Worrying? What's wrong?
She's here with me now. She's going to tell me what she wants you to know, and I'm going to write it all down here word for word. Do you have time? I'll put everything she says in brackets.
Wow, is everything okay? This sounds serious. Sure, I have time. Go ahead.
Dad, you can't go outside tomorrow.
Why not, Beth? You do know your daddy's getting married tomorrow, right?
A girl was looking at your girlfriend with a sad face.
A girl was looking at my girlfriend with a sad face? What's that supposed to mean?
You can't get married tomorrow. Carly's a liar.
Beth! What are you talking about, honey?
Tony?
Mom, is that you?
Yes.
What the hell is Beth talking about? I don't understand any of this at all. I know she's never been Carly's biggest fan, but isn't this all a little nuts on the day before our wedding? What's gotten into her?
Listen to me, Tony. Did you make sure to find out about how Beth felt about you and Carly getting married?
Huh? Well, sure, of course I did. She's my daughter, and proposing to Carly wasn't a decision I made on my own. I made sure to consult with her first and make sure she was comfortable with everything before going ahead with it. When Beth gave us her blessing, I proposed and started making the preparations for the wedding. But I would never have done any of it if I wasn't sure Beth was happy. My daughter always comes first, Mom.
I see. Listen, Tony, the thing is, this is just my subjective feeling, so I wasn't even sure whether I should tell you in the first place, but to be totally honest with you, I feel compelled to.
What is it?
I know Beth can be a little sensitive at times, but I've gotten the impression she's been afraid of Carly for some time now.
What? Afraid? But why? Even though she gave us the go-ahead for the wedding?
I think there's a pretty good chance she was hiding her true feelings because she didn't want you to be upset with her. She might have been worried about how you'd react and didn't want to cause any tension or drama between the two of you.
Hiding her true feelings?
Do you think maybe she picked up on something important just before the wedding? And this is why she's saying all this now?
Like what exactly?
Well, wouldn't it have something to do with what she just said to you now? It seemed awfully like she was hinting at something.
I guess it did.
Are you free? Do you think you could come over for a little while to talk this through with her? I think there are some things that are best discussed in person, Tony. Besides, she's only 6 years old. I don't think she has the vocabulary to express what she really means over messages.
Yeah, you're right. I'll be over in a jiffy.
Tony, I was confused when you showed up at my house out of the blue, but I never expected you to call off the engagement. What the hell's gotten into you? We're supposed to be getting married tomorrow.
I'll be calling the venue first thing tomorrow morning to let them know the wedding's off.
No, wait, you can't do this to me. Why? I don't understand.
You mean you can't think of any reason whatsoever why I'd want to break things off with you?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Did you really think I wouldn't find out?
What are you talking about? I swear I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
When I stopped by at your house earlier, did you think it was the first time I came over today?
Huh?
I needed to confirm something, so I stopped by at your folks' place this afternoon.
Wait, what? Since when do you know where my mom and dad live?
I was blessed with a miraculous opportunity to find out. I intentionally went without announcing my arrival beforehand, and when I got there, I knew I made the right decision. Because when I did, I met a woman claiming to be your mom who you told me was dead, and a little girl who referred to you as Mom. Who exactly is that little girl to you, Carly?
Well, she's one of my relatives' daughters.
You see, she has this dumb habit of calling all of the grown-up women in our family Mom. We've been trying to get her to stop, but she won't listen.
Your relatives? Your family? Hang on a second, Carly. Didn't you tell me you have no family?
Oh, that? Well, well...
So there are other members of your family who are alive and kicking?
No, she's, my friend's daughter.
Drop the act, Carly. I'm done with your crap already. I know everything, so there's no point in trying to hide it. How about you just be honest and make this a lot easier for us both?
What do you mean?
I decided to do a little digging after meeting your dead mom and the girl who called you Mommy.
Digging?
Nothing too crazy. I just went around knocking on a few of the neighbors' doors to see if they could tell me anything that might help make sense of all this. After you went back to your apartment where you live on your own, I found out that she is in fact your mother and the girl is your 4-year-old daughter.
Wait a sec. No way. Did my mom tell you that?
Your mom came clean because she felt bad for me about all the lies you'd subjected me to. Don't be mad with her. You made me believe this was your first marriage all along, didn't you? You lied about being childless, too. It turns out you were a one-time divorcee with a little girl just like me all along. Well, not exactly like me. I divorced my wife because I found out she was cheating on me. But in your case, you betrayed your husband by cheating on him with the gardener and tricked him into believing you were pregnant with his kid when it was in fact your lover's. That was the little girl I found out lives with your mom earlier today. I can't believe you'd try to hide something so important from me. We were supposed to be getting married tomorrow, Carly. I feel like you've plunged a dagger straight through my heart with your lies.
Please, Tony.
Is it true that the only reason you ever wanted to marry me was because you knew my family comes from a long line of rich banking magnates, and I'm set to inherit their massive fortune when my dad dies?
Oh my God, she told you that too?
Holy crap, can you believe I was gonna marry you tomorrow? I would have actually gone through with it if no one had told me about your suspicious behavior. Talk about dodging a bullet.
My suspicious behavior? Wait, did someone tell you about me?
You were witnessed with your daughter by a certain individual I happen to be very close to. That person saw your daughter calling out to you over and over again, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy." Then she saw you flat out ignore her while she desperately continued trying to get your attention with the most dejected, heartbroken look on her face.
What? Someone saw that?
Yes, and you should know we're not just talking about once or twice here. This is just a guess. But do you think maybe your daughter felt like you were abandoning her so you could marry me? In her eyes, I'm sure I was just some strange old man. Anyway, that was my hunch, and I trusted it. So I decided to go ahead and get the evidence I needed to prove it. After finding out about all this crap, there was no way I was ever gonna go through with the wedding, so I naturally broke off the engagement.
Who saw us? Who told you all this?
That's gonna have to be a no comment.
What? But why? Why do all my secrets have to be exposed? Why won't you tell me yours? This isn't fair.
This isn't a game, Carly. I have no obligation to tell you where I heard any of this. But you did have an obligation to tell me about your past, given the fact tomorrow was supposed to be our frickin' wedding day. Besides, I can't risk telling you who spilled the beans to me because I know you might try to get revenge. I'm keeping my mouth shut for their safety, and it's really important to me to protect them from any potential backlash. If you knew who it was, things could get messy, and I don't want to put them in a tough spot. You hid things from me that you had no right to hide. Marriage is about openness and honesty, and I can't spend the rest of my life with someone who can't even do the basic decency of telling me they have a daughter. If you're still confused, I suggest you have a long, hard think about what you've done. Who knows? Maybe you can use this as an opportunity to become a better person and avoid screwing up so badly with whoever comes next.
I can't believe this. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? Sure, maybe I wasn't totally honest about everything, but we're supposed to be getting married tomorrow. Can't we just let bygones be bygones and focus on the future, on the rest of our lives together?
What are you talking about? Are you insane? The fact that you think lying to me like this isn't a big deal is almost more worrying than the fact you did it in the first place.
But
I don't want to hear your buts. I need to deal with the more pressing matter of telling all of the guests tomorrow's wedding is off. I already told your mom about it.
No, wait, just wait.
Sure, I'll wait. Until you find a lawyer. I'm done speaking to you, so all further communications will go through the official channels.
No, please, don't do this. I'm begging you, baby. Can't we just talk this through like mature, responsible adults before making hasty decisions in the heat of the moment? Don't throw away what we have.
Goodbye.
Tony, please don't do this. I'll do anything. Just give me another chance.
Hey, Mom. Thanks for introducing me to your lawyer friend. He's really good. And I feel a whole lot more relaxed about this whole thing for having him around.
Will you be able to break off the engagement without issue then?
Yeah, it's actually way simpler than I expected it to be. I can't understate how helpful Carly's mom agreeing to cooperate with me has been. I really owe her one. If the lawyer manages to get the compensation documents sent off today, I should get all of the money I asked for within a few days in one lump sum. Oh, and I'll also be charging her for the wedding cancellation fee. It's not as much as I thought it would be, but it's still only right that she covers it.
I'm pleased to hear things are going well, son. I was worried things might get dragged out.
But still, I can't believe it. Carly's mom's been living on the same road Beth goes to school on all this time.
Right. We never really go that way unless we're taking her to school, right?
Exactly. If not for the changes they made to the school districts this year, we'd literally never go to that part of town. I feel awful about having put Beth through all this, but I'm super grateful she helped open my eyes to who the person I was about to marry actually was. I owe her a lot, and I fully intend to let her know what a special little girl she is.
Right, she's been very brave. How about you take her to Disney World as a little reward? I'm sure she'll forget the whole thing in a heartbeat as soon as her favorite theme park is mentioned. Didn't they just open a bunch of new rides based on their mascot, a Flicky Mouse? He's Beth's favorite, right? She has so many posters up in her room, I'm sure she'll jump at the opportunity for a day out there with her dad.
I like the way you think, Mom. Let's do it! You want to come with?
Are you sure you don't mind?
You're the one who told me what Beth had to say when I was in the process of plunging head first into one of the worst decisions of my life, Mom. The least I can do is treat you to a day out at the theme park. You have no idea how grateful I am. Seriously, thank you.
Oh, it's nothing, really. But still, oh, you're right. It's time you reevaluated your choices in women, son. I don't like to get involved in these things, but I can't help but notice a pattern. This is the third woman who's turned out to be no good, isn't it?
Ah, you're right, when you put it like that.
I know you'll probably be focusing on looking after Beth for the time being, but mark my words, son, if and when you do find another girlfriend, I'll be hiring a private investigator.
I'll bear that in mind.
Tony, I have some super good news for you. It turns out we can get married now. I put my daughter up for adoption. There's nothing standing in the way of our love now, so what do you say? Let's get married. Oh, by the way, where are you living these days? I stopped by your apartment, but it was totally empty and had a for rent sign outside. I spoke to one of the neighbors and they told me you moved a little while back. Hello? Are you there? Go on, tell me your new address. Tony! Hurry up and tell me your new address so we can be together, baby.
It's been a few months since the divorce now. As you saw, apparently Carly put her daughter up for adoption. My jaw almost hit the floor in stupefaction when I read the messages, so I decided to have the lawyer I used at the time of the divorce get confirmation from Carly's mom, just in case. We found out that it was, in fact, Carly's estranged mom and dad who encouraged her to put her daughter up for adoption, because they knew better than anyone how unfit she was to be a mom. It seems like Carly was happy to get rid of her daughter, because she thought it'd mean me and her could get back together and we could finally get married. But by then, I'd moved back in with my mom in our hometown to focus on looking after Beth. I got a new job working from home from my laptop, and the three of us are having a great time together. Even in spite of me making it abundantly clear I never wanted to see my ex-fiancé again, she insisted on bombarding my phone number, email, and my mom's mailbox with letters begging for my forgiveness. With that, I told my lawyer to tell her in no uncertain terms that if she carried on harassing me, I'd be forced to take legal action. That same day, Carly was being broadcast on local news, smashing up my lawyer's office with a sledgehammer before being tased by police and taken away in handcuffs. Something tells me her future ain't gonna be so bright. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. Did Carly get what she deserved in the end? Let us know in the comments. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Lauren, do you have a minute? I have a favor to ask you.
Good evening, Mother. What is it?
Next Sunday, I'm planning to have a house party with my friends.
House party?
Yes, I'm planning to invite around 10 of my friends, so could you prepare some desserts for the party?
Huh?
I want it to be like a dessert buffet, so you make all kinds of desserts for us, okay?
You want me to make the desserts myself?
Your hobby is to bake, no? As a result of that, you installed a huge kitchen and a commercial refrigerator. I have high expectations of your skills and facilities you have, so I decided to ask you to be in charge of it. Oh, don't forget to prepare tea and coffee as well.
I'm sorry, but I can't that day.
Why?
My colleague has a wedding.
Oh, you don't have to do everything on the day of the party. I just want you to have it ready by the day before. You must be able to do it before you head to the wedding.
No, her wedding is organized by her and her friends. Each of us has a role to do.
Organized by herself?
On the day of the wedding, we're all busy preparing. And the dessert buffet you're talking about, it's a self-serve kind of thing, right? That means I have to make a huge variety of desserts.
Yes, you're right.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I can do that. Can you do something about it, like buying ready-to-eat desserts from patisseries?
What are you saying? I've already told my friends that I'd be having a house party serving them the desserts you made. Are you trying to make me make a fool of myself?
How come?
You have no right to say no. A wife should follow what the mother-in-law says. In any case, you should prioritize what I ask you at all times.
Even if you say so, I can't do it.
If you have time to complain, go and prepare the ingredients for the desserts.
I told you I can't.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, Mother! Excuse me? Did you come in again without our permission?
Oh, Lauren, don't be like that, saying I entered without permission. There's no problem for a mother to visit her son.
I didn't give you the key. How?
I found a spare, so I brought it with me.
You took it without our permission?
Well, it's your fault for not giving it to me in the first place.
Is it you who took the cake in the fridge?
Oh, about that.
You said you couldn't prepare for the party, but you ended up doing it for me. I shall change the way I think about you.
Huh?
But I'm not sure about how you only prepared cakes. Well, you did prepare several kinds of cakes, so I'll just tell my friends that my daughter-in-law changed it to a cake buffet without my permission. Make sure you apologize to my friends the next time you meet them.
Does that mean that you brought the cake with you for you and your friends' house party?
Yes, we all enjoyed the cake in the fridge.
You already finished them?
You prepared them for us, so it's natural that we eat all of them. It was wonderful having a dessert buffet for free.
You are awful.
Huh?
That was not what I prepared for you.
What are you saying? There is no way you prepared all of that for someone else. It's obviously for my house party.
That was for the wedding today.
Huh?
I bet you saw a large cake and several cakes cut into small pieces in the fridge. That was all what my colleagues and I prepared, spending a lot of time on preparation.
Why are you keeping all that in your fridge?
We're having her wedding in a meeting room we rented at our office this afternoon, so I volunteered to keep them in my fridge because I live within walking distance of our office. While I went shopping for a short time, all of this happened.
Oh my, what did you do? It's none of my business. We finished all of them already. Don't complain now.
What are you saying?
We're about to go to a museum. I'm turning my phone off.
Hey, Mother!
Hey, Lauren. Oh, this is your fault, right? What are you doing? Lauren!
What is it?
What is this invoice?
Oh, about that. It's about me sending you an invoice to pay for all the cake worth $3,000.
Huh? Is this for the cakes?
I think it's written in the description.
$3,000 for just cake? Don't you think you're overcharging?
But that's actually less than what they wanted to charge you for.
Huh?
First of all, the cakes you ate up, thinking it was a dessert buffet, were enough to feed 50 people.
50?
That's the number of guests invited to the wedding. The cake was supposed to be served to everyone. My colleagues and I baked them in my kitchen. The fruits we used for the cake were pretty expensive because we were baking for a wedding.
But $3,000 is still too much.
Listen until the end. You misunderstood that they were the cakes I prepared for you. You and your friends completely ate up all 50 servings. It's quite surprising that just 10 people finished them all. And what came up next was to decide what to do for the wedding cake now that they were gone. It doesn't make sense if we cancel the wedding just because of this.
Just because? Oh, can't you be more polite?
Are you in a position to say that?
Huh?
I'll continue my story. Firstly, for the cake cutting ceremony, my boss asked his friend, who was a pastry chef. We were very lucky this time. He had extra sponge cakes baked just in case and extra decorations for a different order he received. So using those, he made us a wedding cake. Well, that still wasn't enough to serve 50 guests. My colleague and I ran to several different patisseries to get enough cake for all the guests. The total includes the money we had to pay for these cakes.
Oh, so you figured something out.
But because of you, I had to keep on apologizing the whole day.
Oh, you're admitting that you were wrong? Then I don't understand why you're making me pay for the cakes.
It was my mother-in-law's fault, so I was apologizing as your relative. Everyone reassured me that it wasn't my fault when they heard what happened.
Huh? Your wedding wasn't canceled. It's all good.
What are you saying? That doesn't change the fact that you're the main culprit.
You!
Plus, the groom and the bride were my bosses, who I looked up to. So I really wanted to congratulate them with our handmade cakes. I wanted them to have a perfect wedding without any problems, but you ruined our feelings and sincerity. Despite everything you ruined, we're only asking you to pay for the cakes. I would accept some words of gratitude, but I have no idea why you have to complain.
What? First of all, you're the biggest reason for not doing what I said.
Huh?
If you had prioritized what I said and baked desserts for my house party, I would have never made a mistake. It's all your fault for ignoring what your mother-in-law told you to do. Therefore, you should be the one paying $3,000.
How come you get such an optimistic idea?
What did you say?
Oh yes, there's one more thing I want to tell you.
What?
The bride of the wedding is indeed my boss, but she's actually the granddaughter of your husband's respected mentor.
My husband's mentor?
Yes. I heard that he was taken very good care of when he was a student. When I heard about this unexpected connection, I was surprised too. Then, does my husband know about the cakes? Yes, I invited him over a while ago, and I just told him about it. He quickly called his respected mentor, and now he's in the midst of apologizing over the phone. Huh? He mentioned that he would go visit him to apologize on another day with his wife. No way! Will you still dare to say that I'm at fault? Lauren. What is it? Can we pretend like it was all your fault after all? Excuse me? So, I asked you to bake desserts for us first, but you accidentally forgot and prioritized the wedding cake. How about that? Mother? See, you can come up with a variety of reasons. Your husband is looking at your messages with me. Huh? He sighed very deeply, disappointed in you. Plus, all your friends who ate up all the cakes with you have already apologized. No way. They apologized? Yes, they're all right here, actually. Why? My colleague's mother-in-law was one of your friends, and she was very surprised when she heard the whole story. So she contacted all of her friends and told them to come. Your husband said he'll be on his way home soon, and he wants to discuss about the future. Future? Huh? You should talk to your husband about it. Make sure to pay us $3,000. Several days later, my father-in-law took my mother-in-law to apologize to his mentor, the grandfather of the bride. However, my mother-in-law still said it was my fault, showing that she regretted nothing. This was the last straw, and my father-in-law decided to get a divorce. Then, for some reason, she started annoying me and my husband to let her move in with us. But my husband, who already knew everything that happened, said, with an expressionless ice-cold stare towards his mother, who refused to move away from our entrance with large baggage, "Who are you? We're going to call the police." My mother-in-law's expression turned to despair, and she left. After her divorce, at her parents' house in the countryside, where rumors spread very quickly, people whispered behind her back, saying she was a crazy person who ate 50 servings of wedding cake just to bully her daughter-in-law. And she's been shutting herself in, feeling isolated. Oh, by the way, we did manage to make her pay $3,000.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Okay, La. It's me, your favorite little sister-in-law in the whole wide world. Hey, are you busy right now? Who am I kidding? You're never busy. So yeah, I'm bored. So why don't you take me somewhere fun? Let's have some girl time. We could go to the mall, have our nails done, go to the spa. Kayla, are you there? Kayla.
Hi, Mary. We've had this conversation at least 10 times now, but I am actually busy. I work from home. Not just that, I'm in the middle of a huge project with a deadline coming up next week, so I really don't have time to go anywhere with you. I honestly don't even have time to be talking to you, so could you please only text me for emergencies?
Oh, sure. A huge project, huh? What's the project? Washing the dishes, vacuuming the carpets, cleaning the toilets? You're a housewife. What kind of deadline could you possibly have?
Mary, please don't make me explain this again. I work from home, as in I'm doing a job right now for money.
Yeah, trust me, I know all about what it is you're doing for money. You know, when you're at home during the day and my big brother is at work.
Yeah, when Sean is at work, I'm at work too, at home, like I've been telling you.
I'll bet you're working really hard, too. You've probably got your work cut out for you cleaning up all the evidence so Sean doesn't find out.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sean knows about my job. I have nothing to hide.
Sure, Kayla, sure. Who are you kidding? There's no way Sean knows. A straight-laced guy like him would never let you get away with it.
Get away with what? You're not making any sense. I mean, if it weren't for this job, I probably never would have met Sean in the first place.
Okay, that is a lie. Sean isn't the kind of guy to do that sort of thing.
Mary, you're talking complete nonsense, and I don't have the time to waste on trying to decipher it all. And if you've got this much time to waste pestering me by text, why don't you go out and get your own job?
Huh?
You quit your part-time job last week, didn't you? You're not a child anymore, Mary. You've graduated college and everything. If you're not going to move out of the house, then you should at least be earning enough money to help your parents pay for the living expenses. And it's going to be hard to do that without any income.
I don't need to sit here and get lectured by you. Seriously, you are the last person in the world I would take career advice from. Why did Sean have to marry a woman like you anyway?
Okay, this conversation is going nowhere, so I'm just going to put my phone on silent for now.
Don't you dare!
I already told you that I've got a big deadline coming up. I can't get started on my next project until I finish the work on this current one, so I need to get back to work. I'm not going to respond to any more texts, so if you've got some kind of emergency going on, you can tell Sean about it.
Hold on. I told you I wanted you to take me somewhere fun. I am super bored.
And I told you that I can't. Talk to you later, Mary.
What am I supposed to do then? I'm dying of boredom over here. Kayla, is it true that the house down on 3rd Street actually belongs to you? My mom just said that, but I couldn't believe it. I mean, you already have a house, right? The one that my brother bought for you guys. It's only been a few years since you moved there, so you can't have paid back the mortgage yet. So what's the deal? Why would you get a whole new house like that when you already have one?
That's the house I use as my workspace, and it's not new. I bought it used and had it renovated to make it easier for me to work in.
You work there?
Up until recently, I've been using the room in our house that's going to be our nursery once we have a baby, but I've been getting a lot more requests lately, so just that one room isn't going to cut it anymore. And since my income was enough to pay for it, I talked it over with Sean and I decided to buy that house.
Are you kidding me? You don't need a whole house to do your line of work. Just one room is enough.
When you say my line of work, what do you mean?
Honestly, wouldn't the smaller space make things a lot more up close and personal?
I am really not sure what it is you think my job is. But I need a place to store my materials and a place where I can meet with clients too. We simply don't have enough space for that in the house we live in. And again, I have talked all of this over with Sean and he's totally fine with it. More than that, he's fully supportive.
Man, what is wrong with my idiot brother? He's way too trusting for his own good. He actually trusted whatever lies you fed to him about yourself to get him to let you buy a house so you could do that even more often.
Could you please explain to me what you mean by that? I mean, you do know what it is I do for a living, don't you?
Of course I know. When I see how many and what type of people are going in and out of your house during the day, it's not hard to guess.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning I want that house. Give it to me.
Excuse me? Why are you asking me to give you my workspace?
I think you know exactly why. And if you don't, then geez, you're thick. So I guess I'll make it crystal clear to you. If you don't want me to tell Sean about what you do for work, then you need to hand over that house to me. Got it now?
You can tell Sean what I do if you really want to, but it would only be a waste of time for the both of you. He already knows.
No way, Kayla. You are never gonna convince me that you've told him the truth about yourself.
He's even come by to see my workshop multiple times. Look, maybe you might not be a fan of my line of work, and that's your right, but really, I'm not doing anything that I would need to hide from anyone, especially not my own husband.
I don't know if you're in denial about this or if you're just super dumb, but if you don't want my big brother to divorce you, then you know what you need to do. And you can forget about getting any of his assets in the divorce.
Are you paying attention to me, Mary?
Oh, my brother texted me. I'll talk to you later, Kayla.
Mary, wait.
Okay, that's the last box. I am officially all moved into my new house. And by my new house, I of course mean your old house. You know, the one on 3rd Street.
Say what now?
I'm gonna love living here. The neighborhood is nice. It's close to the city. It's perfect.
Mary, what do you think you're doing?
I think I'm doing you a big favor. This is a win-win situation. You win because I'm not going to tell Sean about what you really do. And I win because I get to have this nice house all to myself. Mary, open the front door right this instant. Huh? Are you really at my house right now, Kayla? This is my house. I have all the stuff I use for work in there.
Oh yeah, speaking about your work, I think I might just try my hand at it myself, right here in this lovely house.
What do you mean?
Well, if you can do it and be successful enough to buy your own house, then a younger, prettier girl like me should be able to be twice as successful. I mean, having guys lining up to fawn all over me, this is gonna be the best. I guess I never knew you were interested in becoming an artist, Mary. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you draw a single picture. Huh? Artist? A picture? Sean told me that back when you were in school, you were totally uninterested in art. Like, no matter what your assignment was, you always just draw stick figures. Oh, yeah. I am a terrible artist. Like, have you ever met anyone who's failed art class before? Because I sure did. And you're going to try to do my job with absolutely no interest or talent in the field? Look, I hate to try and tear you down if you're genuinely trying to find a new career for yourself, but I'm just being realistic here. You're not going to do very well in the industry. What's going on with you? Why are you randomly talking about drawing pictures and stuff right now? You don't need to be an artist to do your job. Okay, that settles it. I've been thinking this for a long time now, but you don't actually know anything about my job, do you? I'm pretty sure I told you about it back when Sean first took me to your parents' house to meet the family, though. I don't remember what lame fake job you said you do, but that's not important. I totally know what you're really doing. Okay, then go ahead and say it. Ew, do you really want me to? I'd rather not talk about it. I've had more than enough of your beating around the bush, Mary. Come right out and say it. What do you think I do for a living? I mean, okay, if that's what you really want. Your job involves you, a guy or two, a bed, a camera, and very little clothing. What? Are you that surprised that I know? I've been telling you for months now that I'm on to you. I don't know what you're saying to Sean, but you've got him totally under your spell. However, if I feel so inclined, I could blow the lid on your whole operation. Sean would divorce you and honestly probably sue you too. But I'm living in the real world, though, so as much as it might pain me to know that my brother's wife is betraying his trust, I can be convinced to keep silent. But my silence has a price, and that price is this house. So if you want to keep your fairy tale life, then you're going to clear out of my house this instant. The crew for my first gig is going to be here soon. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. You don't even have anything to complain about, really. You can still film your videos in your own house like you used to. Oh, for the love of God, Mary. Just make sure you wash that room really well before you and Sean have any kids, okay? Oh, come to think of it, if you do have kids, it's probably not going to be Sean's, huh? I'm a comic book artist. Huh? Oh, I get it. You tried to become a comic book artist, but no one buys any of your books. So you make your money in other ways and tell Sean you earned it by selling comics. That's not a bad cover story. Why are you so desperate to think that I do that thing you think I do? How are you still acting like I don't know what's really going on with you? Sean's advised me to keep this on the down low, so I haven't told you or much of anyone else about this. But I'm going to be making my first public media appearance next month anyways, so I suppose I might as well tell you everything now. Oh, are your videos usually behind a paywall? I'm ignoring you. Have you ever heard of the comic book series The Revengers? Yeah, I am. It's pretty famous. Plus, my ex-boyfriend was super into that series. He had like every single issue. Ex-boyfriend? 3 days ago, you were still dating. Yeah, I broke up with him yesterday. He said he wasn't cool with my new career. What a selfish jerk, right? Right. But yeah, I'm the one who created that series. What? I write all the stories, draw all the comics, everything. That's all me. Wait a second. Then who were all those guys coming to your house during the day? There were always a bunch of them, and they had lighting equipment and cameras and stuff, too. You're likely talking about my assistants and the media crews that have been interviewing me. Assistants? What do you need assistants for? Do you know how much work goes into making a comic book? It's not something you can do by yourself. I have assistants who handle negotiations with clients, media inquiries, keeping my supplies topped off, and so on and so forth. I'm not just an artist, I'm a businesswoman.
That's crazy.
And yeah, they're working on a documentary about me and my work, and that's why all those guys had cameras. It's coming out next month.
And you really thought I was doing that with all those guys? You have a really dirty mind, Mary.
And another thing, I have a lot of female assistants too.
There has never been any point in my career that I've been completely alone with any man other than my husband. Is that clear?
Speaking of my husband, do you know how I met all of my assistants? They were all referred to me by the publishing company that Sean works for.
Wait, so you're saying that Sean knows about everything?
That's what I've been trying to tell you for a very long time, Mary. So yeah, it's taken a long time for us to get to this point, but that's where we are. I'm very busy and needed more space to work in. The house that you're in right now is my new permanent working station. And Mary, there's something else you should know.
What is it?
There are some people here looking for you. Let's see, we have a couple buff-looking guys in sweatpants and hoodies, a smaller guy with some camera equipment.
Oh, those guys are here already?
Yep, and your dad's here too, by the way.
Oh no, my dad's here.
And by the way, I couldn't help but notice that the living room window is broken. I assume that's how you got into my house. And your dad just went in through the same broken window, so he'll probably be with you soon.
This is bad.
For you, yeah. I'll bet the two of you are going to have quite the awkward car ride home. It seems that as soon as Mary got the crazy idea in her head that I was doing that to make money, she started applying to a number of production companies. She figured that if I could make a living doing that, then she could make twice as much. Her parents had been bugging her ever since she graduated college to go out and get a real job, but she was only interested in doing work that was fun and easy. I think if she ever talked to an actual veteran of that industry, she'd have soon learned that it is neither fun nor easy work, if you can even call it work. Shocked by the realization that their daughter was, for lack of a better term, an absolute moron, my in-laws decided that they needed to take drastic measures. They sent her away to live with her aunt, who was a retired guard for a federal women's prison. The prisoners she was assigned to always became the most peaceful and well-behaved women in the entire prison. So I don't think she'll have a problem scaring Mary straight. The camera crew that came by that fateful day said that Mary's dad told them she wasn't interested in the job anymore. They then asked me if I'd be interested in taking her place. I told them they had 5 seconds to get off my property before I called the police.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Got a minute, Lisa? There's something I need to tell you.
Hey, Morgan. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of work right now. Is this something that can wait until later? If it is, then I'll just text you back as soon as I'm free.
Well, it has to do with your husband, Sam.
It does?
Yeah, and it's pretty important, too. I really think you should put down your work for a second and listen to me.
Wow, okay. If you say it that way, it sounds kind of serious. What's going on with Sam?
About your husband. I thought about this a lot over the last few weeks, and I've decided that I'm gonna marry him.
Huh? I just checked the calendar. It's definitely not April 1st, so why are you making a joke about my husband like that?
To think I actually put my work on pause for you. Sorry, I don't have time for your bizarre jokes, Morgan. I'm going back to work. It's not a joke, Lisa. I know this may be hard for you to accept since we're sisters and all, but it's the truth. Sam is going to be your ex-husband very soon. I just thought you'd like to know.
All right, you've got me. I'll put my work on hold after all.
I'm not going to get anywhere with you, so I'm just going to have to go and check for myself. And how are you going to do that?
He's working remotely this week, so I know he's at home. I'll just swing back home real quick, see what's really going on, and head right back to the office.
Ooh, you probably shouldn't do that. It's not a good time for you.
And what's that supposed to mean?
I just mean that if you saw me and Sam having a good time together, you would not be having a good time.
Morgan, what are you doing with my husband?
I'll give you a hint. What do you get when you combine me, Sam, and your bed?
No.
Yes, Lisa, that's right. I am with your man in your bed right at this very moment. I've never felt more like a woman in my life. The naughtiness of being with my sister's husband on their marital bed just makes it so much better.
I just got a text from Sam. I guess this means you're telling the truth?
I told you, didn't I?
You want to know what Sam told me?
He said that I'm way better than you ever were. Isn't that adorable? Looks like he's into older women.
So anyway, like I said, Sam's mine now.
You should cancel your plans to go back home and check up on him. Actually, you should just never come back home again.
This is unbelievable. You're a married woman too, you know.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that. I told my husband about me and Sam yesterday. So, yeah, we're already divorced.
And your kids, what are you going to do about them, huh?
They're all taken care of. I'm letting my ex-husband have them. Sam said he'd pay all the child support for me once we were together.
Sam said that, huh?
Seriously, it's so great to be with a rich guy. He's going to pay the whole amount I'd owe until they turned 18 in one lump sum.
I see. Well, I guess there's nothing more for me to say then. He's all yours.
Well, you're giving up way easier than I expected. Oh, well, that just makes my life easier. I'll have Sam send the divorce papers to our parents' house. Be a good little girl and sign them as soon as possible, will you? Hi there, Lisa. How have the first 6 months of being divorced treated you?
Morgan, what do you want? Really, you've got some gall to text me so casually like this after what you did.
Yeah, go ahead and get it all out. I can understand why you'd be angry at me, but the truth is, I've got some very important news to tell you.
It's that you and Sam got married, right?
Oh, you mean you already know? Who spoiled the surprise?
No one. I just figured that that's the only thing you would want to message me about at this point.
Well, aren't you just the cleverest little thing ever? Man, this sucks. I thought I could have a bit of fun taunting you with getting married to your ex-husband, but you just went and ruined it. I'm bored now.
If you think you're bored, imagine how I feel. I'd have more fun watching paint dry than reading texts from you.
You know, that little sourpuss personality of yours really ticks me off. Maybe if you weren't so unpleasant to be around, Sam wouldn't have cheated on you. You ever think about that?
You texted me that you were having an affair with my husband while you were in the act with him in my bed. I don't want to hear anything about being unpleasant from you. You're the kind of woman who would make Bloody Mary uncomfortable.
Wow, looks like I struck a nerve. It's okay, I can take it. Any sort of insult you sling at me is just you being bitter and jealous. The angrier you are at me, the more satisfying it is to be with Sam.
I'm not so much angry at you as I am disgusted by you. You know the way you dread looking at the bottom of your shoe after you step on a dog turd? That's how I felt when I got a text from you just now.
My goodness, Lisa, you're being really creative today. But I've got one more piece of good news to tell you, and I don't think you're going to be able to keep up your strong and stoic act after this.
Try me.
We're going on a 2-week-long tour of Europe for our honeymoon.
You're going to Europe?
That's right. We're going to spend 2 weeks touring ancient castles, churches, museums, natural beauties, and much, much more. Do you want to know how much Sam is spending on this honeymoon? Go on, guess.
I don't care enough to guess. Just tell me.
Man, you're such a spoil sport. It comes to a total of $30,000.
Wow. And where exactly is that money coming from?
Where do you think it's coming from? The sky? Sam's going to pay for all of it by himself.
He is? Really?
Aha! There it is. I knew it would come out eventually. You're super jealous now, aren't you?
No, I'm not actually jealous or anything. I'm actually just plain surprised.
Say, Lisa, tell me, what was your wedding with Sam like, Oh yeah, that's right. It was super small and family only. You didn't even have an open bar. And what about your honeymoon? Where did you go for yours? Oh wait, that's right. You never went on a honeymoon, did you? I think that should make it perfectly clear which of us he likes more.
Look, Morgan, what you guys do together is no longer any of my problem, but let me just say, you should probably be a bit more careful with how you spend your money.
Excuse me? Be careful with our money? Why bother? Sam's got money in the bank, Lisa. He is rolling in it. We could go on a vacation like this every year for the rest of our lives and still have money left over.
Aren't you forgetting something, Morgan? Sam doesn't just have to pay your husband child support for your kids. He has to pay me for ours. And he gave me a lump sum payment just like he did for your husband, so I'd say he shelled out well over $100,000 when we got divorced. And now just 6 months later, he's going to shell out another $30,000 for a European vacation? Based on what I know about his savings, he's got to be running on fumes right now, financially speaking. It's certainly no time for him to be dropping that much money on a stupid trip.
Stupid trip? You're so
so jealous. I can sense it oozing out from every one of your texts. But for real now, you're gonna have to do better than that to scare me, Lisa.
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to warn you.
Okay, listen up, little girl. I know just as well as you do that Sam is super rich. So even if he did have to fork out $100,000 to his greedy ex-wife and my greedy ex-husband, that's barely even a drop in the bucket for him. He still has more than enough money to take his new and improved wife on the trip of a lifetime. So you can stop all the fear-mongering and gaslighting, okay? Just be honest with yourself and admit that you're jealous.
All right then, forget I said anything. I guess if you're happy with Sam, then more power to you. I'll keep my mouth shut from now on.
The way you're acting would be hilarious if it weren't so pathetic. You shouldn't bottle up your feelings like that, Lisa. It's not good for your emotional health.
I don't need you to look out for my emotional health. Thank you very much. All I did was give you a fair warning out of the kindness of my heart. Consider it my parting gift to you. The last thing I'll ever do for you is my sister. From this day forth, you're not my sister anymore. You are dead to me. No matter what terrible fate might befall you in the future, I am not going to lift one finger to help you.
And that's totally fine with me. If I can't have any fun gloating to you, then I'd just as soon never speak to you again. But let me give you one final piece of advice as your sister. Give it up, Lisa. Sam's mine, and we're happy together. He is never coming back to you. Oh my God, Lisa, Paris is incredible. We just toured the Notre Dame Cathedral. I have seen pictures of it before, but the real thing, it blows them all away.
Oh, I see you guys have gotten your honeymoon underway. Cool. Bye.
Not so fast, Lisa. Are you ready to admit you're jealous yet?
No, I've got no jealousy to admit to. If anything, I'm closer to pitying you because I know what's going to happen to you before too much longer.
Oh, come on. Are you really still going to be that way? We've been over this, Lisa. Sam is rich. His bank account balance has more zeros in it than the Notre Dame Cathedral has windows. How else do you think he was able to pay for a sweet honeymoon like this so easily?
No, I think Notre Dame Cathedral is a lot more than just 3 windows.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean 3 zeros, as in $0 and 00 cents, which is how much he's making right now.
What? Are you saying he's not making any money?
Uh-oh. Don't tell me you didn't know. Sam is unemployed right now.
What? He's unemployed?
That's right. He's not working anymore. Even if he managed to get a job right after we got divorced making the same amount he was before, he still wouldn't have saved up enough to pay for a $30,000 honeymoon. At least, not very easily anyway.
Hold on, back up one second, Lisa. Are you seriously telling me that Sam is unemployed? As in, he has no job? He's making no money?
Wow. I guess you really didn't know anything.
Anything about what? Tell me now.
Sam's affair with you cost him his job.
What? But they can't do that. You can't fire someone for having an affair. That has nothing at all to do with work. We're going to sue his old company for wrongful termination.
Think, Morgan, you already have all the information you need to realize what happened.
I do?
Remember the day you revealed your affair to me? I told you that he was working from home that week. So while the two of you were doing all sorts of disgusting things in my bedroom, he was on the clock. Are you starting to get it?
So they fired him for being with me when he was supposed to be working? But that's impossible. How did they know?
It's pretty common knowledge these days, I thought. The sudden boom in remote work in recent years meant that companies had to figure out a way to track whether or not their employees were actually working. That means that every second he wasn't working, his company knew all about it. And once his company collected enough data to prove that he was blowing off his job at home, they fired him for cause. You might not know this, but if you're fired for cause, that means you don't get any unemployment benefits. So yeah, that's why I was curious earlier about how in the world he was going to pay for your $30,000 honeymoon.
Wait, but if that's true, then the reason he's at home all the time now isn't because he's working from home? It's because he isn't working at all?
Now you've got it.
Oh no.
And another thing, I don't even know where you got the idea that he was super rich to begin with. He was an average mid-level employee before he got fired.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was working for a pretty big company, so I guess his income was somewhat higher than average. But again, it's nowhere near enough to drop that kind of money in one go.
But no, that can't be. He's not a mid-level employee. He's a high-level executive.
Huh?
Yeah, I saw his name on the company's homepage and everything.
Oh, I think I know what happened. You got him confused with someone else.
What do you mean?
One of the members of the board of directors has the same name as him, but that Sam is short for Samantha. She's a woman.
You're kidding me.
Why do you think a guy in his early 30s would be on the board of directors in the first place? That's an old guy's job.
I can't believe it. But if that's true, then I stole him from you for nothing. I changed my mind, Lisa. You can have him back.
I'll pass. You can keep him. Okay, well, unlike some people around here, I have work to get back to. Enjoy the rest of your honeymoon.
Lisa, wait.
Bye-bye. Sadly, they did not enjoy the rest of their honeymoon. Morgan was so furious about him deceiving her that she demanded they go back home immediately. She tried to sue him for marriage fraud, but the problem? He actually told her about getting fired by text. She just didn't read it. So they divorced, and she was left with nothing. Or so I thought, but Sam did leave her with something. A $30,000 loan to pay off. Apparently, he thought that if she wanted such a glamorous honeymoon, she should be the one to pay for it. But when he handed her the loan contract to sign, she apparently didn't read it and just signed her name on the dotted line. So now she's working multiple part-time jobs and desperately trying to pay it all off before she retires. I honestly feel like they're both equally at fault for what happened, and I am really glad that I'll never have to deal with either of them again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Nick, you went in my room again, didn't you? How many times have I told you never to go in there?
What are you talking about? I haven't been in your room.
Liar, I know you were in my room. I just got back from school, and what do you think I saw when I walked inside?
I don't know, but hopefully you saw that you desperately need to clean things up in there.
Ha ha, very funny. Don't change the subject. This morning when I left home, I had my favorite stuffed animal on my bed, but now it's on my desk. How did that happen, Nick?
It was probably Mom. Lord knows you never change your sheets, so Mom went in to change them for you today while you were gone. I'll bet she moved everything that was on your bed to your desk.
Oh, so it was Mom? Okay.
Could you please stop being so overprotective of your room? Seriously, I have absolutely zero reason to ever go in your room. There's not a single thing in there I care about. And another thing, how's about you tried asking me if I went in your room before accusing me of trespassing?
Shut up, Nick. You're the only person in this house creepy and weird enough to invade my privacy. All you ever do is hang around the house. You never go out or anything. Like, what are you even doing in your room all day? Are you setting up cameras in my room to spy on me?
Maya, please, you're gonna make me throw up. First of all, I'm not so starved for female attention that I would start to get interested in my own sister. Second, even if you weren't my sister, you have such an intolerable personality that I wouldn't be interested in you anyway.
Excuse me? What did you just say about me?
That you have a bad personality. I thought I was being pretty clear about that. Anyway, rest assured, I have not gone into your room today or any other day, and I will not enter your room at any point in the future. I've been out of the house all day today anyway.
Wait a second, you mean you aren't in your room? Oh my god, will miracles never cease?
Miraculously, there was an event downtown today, and that's where I am right now.
Event? What kind of event? Is it one of your super nerdy conventions or something? I guess that would make sense. If you're not being a creepy loser at home, you're probably being a creepy loser somewhere else. Go find some nerdy princess to run away with and live creepily ever after, as far away from here as possible.
Is that all you wanted, Maya? I gotta run. The second part of the event is about to start. I'll talk to you later. Or not. Hopefully not.
Tell your loser friends I said hi. Oh wait, that's right. You don't have any friends. Hey, Nick, can you do me a favor?
What is it?
Can you move out of the house?
I should have known you'd say something like that. So, Maya, why are you trying to kick me out of the house today?
You know that I've been signed to a talent agency for a little over a year now, right?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. So what? What's it have to do with me?
Actually, I'm going to be making my big debut as an actress soon.
Wow, really? What are you doing?
Have you heard of the First Fantasy video game series?
First Fantasy? Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Would you mind getting to the point? I'm kind of busy here.
I figured you'd know all about it since you're such a nerdy loser and everything. So yeah, they're making a live-action adaptation in the First Fantasy video game universe. And do you know who's going to play the leading role?
No, so go ahead and tell me.
It's going to be none other than yours truly.
No, it's not.
It is so.
They haven't even done the auditions for the main character yet.
Sure, but it doesn't matter. I'm a regular shoo-in for the role.
And what makes you say that?
Because my background is perfect for the role. We're practically the same person. The main character is a young, cute, popular girl who is a creepy loser for a brother. He's always going into her room, messing with her stuff, scaring off all her friends. But then one day, poof, she gets teleported off to another world with magic, monsters, and tons of adventure.
And you're saying I'm just like that creepy loser older brother.
It's like the character was modeled after you. So since I've been living my whole life in the same circumstances as the character, I'm gonna have a super easy time connecting with the role. I'll bet you anything I'm gonna walk right into the room and they're gonna shout, "You're hired," before I even say a single line.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad you're so confident.
But there's only one problem.
Only one? I can think of about 50 off the top of my head.
Shut up, Nick. As I was saying, the problem is that even though you've been super helpful in preparing me for the role, actually having a creepy loser for a brother is going to absolutely ruin my image. Like, what if word gets out that the two of us are related? Is anyone going to want to hire an actress with someone as ugly as you for a brother?
Oh, now I'm ugly too, huh?
Don't get me wrong, this is not a new development or anything.
Whatever. So the long story short is you want me to move out of the house so you have an easier time landing that role? Is that it?
Exactamundo. I'm going to be a famous movie star and you're only going to drag me down. So I want you out of my life. Permanently. And one more thing, don't ever tell anyone that you're my brother. Got it?
Yeah, I read you loud and clear. If that's what you want, then sure, I'm down. Thing is, I've been going into the city so much for work these days that the commute is starting to really weigh me down. I've been thinking about moving to an apartment downtown anyway.
For work, is that what you call it when you go to your nerd conventions? That's not work, that's just having a creepy hobby.
I don't know how many other ways I can say this, but I am working.
Oh yeah? Then what job do you have? Let's hear it, Nick. Tell me all about your supposed job.
Nah, I think I'll pass.
I knew it. You don't actually have a job.
No, I do. It's just that if I told you what my job is right now, well, it would only become a headache for me. I'll tell you later when the timing's better.
I get it, Nick. You're trying to buy time to find a job that wouldn't be too embarrassing to tell me about. For the record, a part-time job at the supermarket or something is not a real job. Oh, well, if you're really moving out of the house, then you'll have to find some kind of job eventually. Otherwise, you'll just starve to death. Which is an outcome I'd be totally fine with, by the way. Oh, and by the way, if you ever do start successfully standing on your own 2 feet, let me know. I can use that story to boost my image. Think about it. I delivered the tough love that my loser big brother needed in order to finally make something good himself. That's gonna sound great in my TV interviews.
Say whatever you'd like about me. It doesn't bother me in the slightest.
I don't need your permission, Nick. My audition is in a month, so make sure you completely erase your presence from my life before then. Got it?
Will do, Maya. And as your brother, I think I should warn you before I leave. You're about to find out that the entertainment industry is a lot harder to break into than you think it is.
I don't want to hear that from you. You've never broken into any industry. Get out of the house as soon as possible. And remember, if anyone asks, you are not my brother. You've never seen me before in your life.
Nick, what's going on? What are you doing here at the venue for the audition? When they brought you out as one of the film's staff during the opening information session, I just about fell out of my seat. Tell me why you're here right now.
Weren't you paying attention at all? They told you why I was here. I'm the lead writer for the first fantasy movie.
What? No way, I can't believe it. You mean you actually did have a job all this time?
Why is that the part that surprised you the most?
But I mean, you're always just sitting in your room. How did you become a writer like that?
Don't you know what year it is? All you need to become a writer is a computer and an internet connection. As for how I got involved with the movie, the first fantasy game series is made by a company that was founded by a friend of mine from high school. I've been working with them since the first game in the series. I wrote the stories for all the games.
Oh my god, this is the best thing ever!
What's got you so happy all of a sudden?
Duh, imagine the social media buzz this is gonna generate. The lead character for the movie being played by the writer's little sister. People eat that sort of thing up. The production team would have to be insane to not pick me. I'm getting that role for sure.
Don't be so sure. Other production companies might do a lot of nepotism, but the one we're going with most assuredly doesn't.
Sure. Whatever you have to say to please your lawyers. Don't worry, I'll be sure to give a convincing audition. If I didn't, then the people I'm competing with might get suspicious. Okay, see you later, Nick. Nick, what happened? Why didn't I pass the first round of auditions? I didn't even get a call back. That can't be right. I made sure to tell them that I was the writer's little sister before I started. How could they proceed to the next round of auditions without me?
What were you expecting? Most people give self-introductions about their acting history, their singing or dancing ability, stuff like that. But you just said, "Hi, I'm the writer's little sister," and left it at that. What were you thinking?
But, I mean, that's the most important thing to tell them, isn't it?
I tried to tell you that you weren't going to get away with that. You should have kept your audition about you and your own skills. And another thing, I thought you didn't want me telling anyone that I'm your brother anymore.
Well, yeah, I did say that, but that was before I learned that you were the movie's writer.
Don't you get it? It wouldn't have mattered if you were my sister or not. You would have failed your audition either way.
Really? But why?
Because you walked into the audition having the complete wrong idea about the main character and the game's story. You were doomed from the start.
What? I got it wrong?
Yeah, completely wrong.
That's impossible. How was I wrong?
You told me before that you thought the main character was always dealing with crap from her creepy loser older brother, right?
Yeah, I did,
And that's not how the story goes at all. The main character's older brother is a bit of an oddball, and the people around them tend to get the wrong idea about him, but he's always super nice to his little sister, and the two of them have a great relationship. Not just that, when the main character gets teleported off to the magical world, her brother gets sucked inside the portal with her.
He did? I don't remember that.
The reason the game sold so well was because of the relationship between the brother and sister. Fans love the way they team up to help each other survive in this mysterious new world. And furthermore, the older brother character is nearly as prominent a role in the film as the younger sister main character.
That's insane. No one ever told me about that.
You should have done more research. Every single person who auditioned today knew about that, except for you. You just made quite possibly the single biggest audition blunder in the history of the film industry.
You don't have to be so blunt about it.
No, I definitely do. It was humiliating just to watch the way you were floundering around in that audition today. I mean, for the love of God, Maya, when the interviewer asked what your feelings were about the main character's older brother, what did you say? You looked her dead in the eyes, and without a moment's hesitation, you said she'd be better off if he had never been born. All he does is hold her back. I was surprised they even let the audition continue after that.
Can't they forgive me for making one little mistake?
No! And that was not one little mistake. It was a critical mistake. You wasted my time and everyone else's time at that audition today. Do you have any idea how much time, money, and energy is going into making this film? We don't have the resources to waste on interviewing some stupid little girl who thought that connections and a pretty face were all she needed to play the role.
Okay, well, if I can't play the main character, you can assign me to some other role then.
What?
Oh, I know. You can make me the princess.
The princess?
Well, yeah, the movie's about an adventure in a magical world, isn't it? There's gotta be a princess character in there somewhere. I'd be perfect for that role.
Maya, the main character of the first fantasy movie is the princess.
She is?
Yes, this video game is a series, right? Well, the game this movie is being based on is the sequel to a game where a man gets teleported into that same magical world, meets a princess, and falls in love. Then at the end, they both get teleported back into the real world together. They got married, and their kids are the sibling protagonists for this movie.
Seriously?
Yes, and all of this information can be found in the first hour of the freaking game if you ever played it. Seriously, Maya, why did you even bother coming to the audition today? You're not even qualified to be the girl who brings the actual actors their coffee.
But Nick, you don't understand. The thing is, this audition was kind of my last chance. I failed 4 auditions in a row this year. If I don't get some kind of part before the end of the month, then my talent agency is going to terminate my contract with them.
Wow, sounds like you're in a pretty tough position.
So you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I understand that if you were really in such dire straits, you should have put way more effort into this audition. I can see why your talent agency is about to cut you loose. I wouldn't want to have to deal with such a talentless, lazy hack as you either.
Nick, please.
I gotta go now. We're starting the deliberations on who to call back now. Your presence is no longer required here, so clear out as soon as possible.
Nick, wait, don't go.
Goodbye, Maya. Ever since we were kids, my parents had a pretty hands-off parenting style. They let both of us do pretty much whatever we wanted and only spoke up when we were about to do something particularly dangerous or illegal. My grandpa has told me in the past that based on me and my sister, that parenting strategy has a 50% failure rate. There's a 50% chance of the kid turning into a strong, smart, successful, upstanding person like me, and a 50% chance the kid turns into, well, my sister. It seems that my sister had been going around telling all her friends that she was going to be the star in the new first fantasy movie. She was also telling all the other girls at her talent agency the same thing with a healthy dose of gloating, too. So, since the word got out that not only wasn't she getting the role, but the talent agency was terminating her contract, well, let's just say the other girls had some choice words for their soon-to-be former colleague. Maya's confidence has been absolutely crushed, so now she spends most of her time locked up in her room. Recently, it's gotten so bad that my parents are thinking about giving her an ultimatum: get a job or find a new place to live. I guess my dad told her, you can live your life however you want to, just not in my house.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.